the last 3 months, we've actually been testing with our partners how to leverage voice AI and voice texting through local businesses and how they can actually up what they're charging to these people. We're finding, and we've had dozens of cases now where our partners inside of our program are leveraging tools like voice AI and like SMS text to sell packages and custom builds to people for over $10,000. In fact, they're averaging anywhere from $8,000 to $15,000 per package, and then $500 to $1,500 a month in recurring revenue by leveraging these tools for people. This past week, we actually showcased what these tools are, how they're presenting it to the people, and all of the powerful and large problems these tools can help local businesses solve, so that other people in our network can also learn how they can leverage these same kind of tools to sell over $10,000 per package and do basically zero fulfillment on the back end. I wanted to bring that to you guys here on YouTube as well. So without further ado, spend about 10 minutes with me. I think actually might be about 20 minutes, and see this showcase of these tools. Specifically, we're going to show you the tools, and then we're going to show you how we're leveraging them, what problems they're solving, and how we're actually getting people, small businesses, to pay us $10,000 plus per deal in order to solve bigger problems and get those retainers on the back end. So if you're ready for that, if that's something you want, let's hop in and get shit done. As always, guys, hit the subscribe button and drop your takeaways down below the video. Any sense? Well, part one of that is the tools themselves. Okay, so we're partnered with some people here at the GSD, some vertically integrated companies. Adam, can you wave, please? Mohan and Reza, can you wave, please? These guys right here are building amazing shit, custom builds for dozens and dozens of different types of companies, and able to implement specific features that solve really big problems. And what happens, guys, when you can solve a bigger problem for these companies? Can anybody tell me inside the chat what usually happens when we find ways to solve bigger, more unique problems for companies? More money. That's right. Exactly. They're willing to pay more money. The number one way that we can create more money for ourselves is usually to learn a higher value skill, or it's to actually go out there and solve bigger problems. And those things go hand in hand. And the few different things that we're really going to be showing you today, how to leverage AI in a couple of different ways, solve massive, massive problems. And we're going to show you how we have simplified that down for people within our partnership network, something that we've just rolled out in the last 30 days or so that they can go out and sell these types of things to small businesses, to SMBs, to even large businesses. We sold one recently to, or we're in the process of talking to one that makes about $1.5 million a month, right? And they're going to be building out one of these custom things as well. And solving these problems for them, leveraging these tools, allows you to be able to make big money. So we've got people like Nick, who's going to talk a little bit in a little bit. And I think Brandon told me this morning, I think he says can't be true, but it must be 5 different custom builds next week alone that he's going to be talking about with this guy to different types of companies. And that's before he got to see what we're going to be rolling out today specifically. So these people are out there. These businesses need this stuff. For instance, the $1.5 million a month company that I was just talking about, he has an IVR system that must be from the 80s. Can anybody guess, when anybody pushes one of the 3 different options on that, the probably dozens of calls that they get a day, can anybody guess inside the chat what happens when all 3 of those buttons are pushed? Anybody guess? Put it in the chat. What happens when all 3, any one of the 3 different options are pushed? What happens when they do that? Not freezes, no, goes to him. Correct, Scott. All of them go directly to his cell phone, and he promptly does nothing with that. Okay, so there are companies that are much bigger than you would think, that have much simpler problems that you just aren't having those conversations with. And when we leverage AI tools, specifically today, we're going to be showing you 3 different things, more than 3 really, 2 core types of AIs that solve a multitude of different problems. Voice AI that is highly customizable, way ahead of the game, and ready to absolutely crush it for both inbound, outbound, and a whole bunch of use cases. And then text AI, which is able to do things like missed call text backs, which is able to do things like database reactivation, which is able to do so many things, like solve this guy's problem of having buttons go nowhere because nobody's there to pick it up, because he sure as hell ain't going to do it, and making them more money, being able to do stuff like that. What does a salesperson cost for a normal company? Can anybody guess? Put in the chat what they think a salesperson would cost if they were to hire a full-time salesperson, 50K minimum, 60, 50, lot of money, Nicole says. Yeah, Nicole with a K says a lot. Everything else is also true. 60K plus benefits, commission, all that stuff. You're going to get up to $60,000 to $100,000. So now what if you could build them a entire sales team, but not just one salesperson that's going to cost them 60 to 100K, but instead an entire sales team that doesn't go to bed, never bitches about the quality of the leads, looks around at all the salespeople I know that are sitting here, right? Never complains, never misses a call. Speed to lead is infallible. What if you could do all of that for a tiny, tiny little fraction of what that costs? For a setup fee that is infinitesimally smaller than what you're looking at right there, and a monthly fee that is absolutely ridiculous for the amount of money it could bring in. Do you see how that cost value analysis is easy to kind of get across to these kind of people, right? Where we're now replacing it. You're anchoring their price point because of how much these are going to cost them. And you're able to now sell them this other part of it. Now, you get that kind of thing that I'm talking about. Now, how does it do that with zero fulfillment? Well, this is where we come into play, where we have our partnership program, and we'll talk a little bit about this later on. But basically, partnership program, we have through the grace of Adam and Brendan's team, and also Reza and Mohan's team, we have literally dozens of the best developers you could possibly have to customize these solutions for any type of business you could want. And so when you have people that want this solution, you bring them to us and we build that shit for you. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later on, but I just want to open up that loop in the beginning. Now, the biggest problem that I see for all of this stuff, and raise your hand if this is you, is okay, cool. That sounds amazing, Cody, but how do I even have that conversation? How do I take that complex conversation and simplify it down to an area that makes it easy to sell and easy to bring to you guys in the first place, even if I took you up on that? Is that something that bothers a lot of you guys that you guys have struggled with? Put a 1 in the chat, or I guess Christina made it for you. Put a 100. Put a percentile. How many times has this happened? How confusing is this for you? Right, a lot of you. That's where one of the biggest things we're rolling out today to all of our partners is going to be. All right, because what I've done, and I'm a pretty good salesperson overall, but what I did over the last week before I went out east, so 2 weeks ago now, was I simply showed a couple of things to some business owners I know. So for instance, I have a friend of mine that owns 3 different co-op insurance brokerages up here in Vancouver. And I just said, hey, type in your number here. And I did a little magic on the back end because the demo wasn't actually ready yet. But I was like, type in the number here. And then I had it call him. Okay, cool. So it called him. And he is kind of like me. So he fucked with it, tried to break it, but it just conversed with him. And it just had the conversation. And he called me back and he's like, not only do I want to sit there and talk to you about buying this once you get back, I also want to be able to resell this myself. Did I do any sales there at all? Anybody think that I did? Yes or no? Did I do any sales there, or did I simply show something? Right, no sales. So what did I actually do there? There's a quote I like to use with AI a lot, and that's that any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. And right now, you get to be able to, if you can show them to it, if you can show them 2 or 3 use cases, explain how that would make money, and then just have them touch the thing, play with the thing, interact with the thing, they will want more of it because it's magic to them, because it's a solution that honestly a year ago couldn't have even possibly existed. It's so new and powerful that it's always what they're going to want. And so what we've been doing, right, over the last little bit, and what we're going to showcase here for you guys today, is simplifying these demos so that you can show them to people and have people interact with them in a way that lets them want more of the magic. Does that sound fun? So who here wants to check out the demos? Anybody here want to see it? So the next part of this is we're going to actually show you the AI tools, and then we're going to exemplify and walk you guys through how you would pitch these, the way that you can make money for other companies and being able to actually do it. Adam's saying we're at capacity. I don't know. I upgraded the Zoom, but apparently it didn't take hold yet. So good thing we're streaming live. But
we're streaming live.
Yeah, good thing we're streaming live. I'll go look at it, but I don't think there's anything I could do. I upgraded it before we went on here. So we get yes. Okay, so we had what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 yeses and 96 people who are asleep. So I don't think that's enough. I don't think that's enough people, guys. I don't know. I need more excitement, I think. There we go. Yes, 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 yes. Perfect. All right. So what we're going to do first things first, I think, is the voice AI. I want Mohan and Reza to show you guys some really, really cool shit so that you guys can hear how good it is and also open some loops for what's coming up with this, because this is fucking cool. So without further ado, you guys want to take us over and show off some magic?
Okay, so can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Sound
All
great.
right. Sounds great. Awesome to be here, guys. Met many of you through the GSD program and GHL Mastery, so it's good to see all of you here. And we're from Thinker.a, Reza and I. We co-founded this company, and we're into AI voice. So we have got two products. One is Ava, which is our AI voice technology platform, and then we got Nico, which is our version of GHL. All right, and they work hand in hand. I'm going to show you how that works today. The way we position Nico's basically for our clients. It's about CRM, about being, database reactivation, how to make those phone calls, and use all the other capabilities that you all know about GHL. So when we talk about Ava, what we're really talking about is the ability to make hundreds of calls, literally in minutes. The end-to-end experience of being able to like book a meeting on the call and see that show up in the calendars. And yes, it works seamlessly with the GHL calendar, the Nico calendar. We've added some fun elements into here. Did you enable the audio share as well?
Let's find out.
Oh, I hope you did. Is that me?
You can
I don't know if I have to.
you have to enable it.
I
You have to enable it when you share your screen. Select
All
there's a
right.
little
Oh
check
yeah, I
box that
see
says
it.
share
Okay.
sound.
All right. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I got it. All right. I assume you can see my screen again. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, good.
Perfect. Okay. And then the seamlessness of it. So let me just without further ado, just show you. So when I talk about integration, I am talking about the calendar within GHL, right? Within your sub account. And then all of your contacts that you have living in here, all of them to be able to resonate with that. So that's the kind of automation. And then we've got automations, which I'll show you as well, that work with this stuff as to be able to build it out. So without further ado, here's the star of the day, Ava. And Ava is organized to be really, really simple, easy to understand and use. So we have projects that you start off with, and each project can run multiple campaigns where you can add as many contacts as you want to it. I preset this up with a whole bunch of like examples for you to see. So I've got home service, database reactivation, mortgage brokers who are trying to reach out to potential prospects, dental office checkup reminder, which is the one I'm going to show you today, real estate outreach for them, financial advisors who we work with a lot, who've got a whole bunch of different scenarios where they want to like have that scheduler to be able to like book the calls for them on their behalf. All your contacts get added here. You can see your call history. You can set up your phone numbers with it. We can have multiple phone numbers. So you can say, if I'm calling in this region, I want to use this phone number. It's this one for a different region. All of those kind of, nice edge cases that you want to use, we've got them thought through. So I'm just going to select the project. Okay, first I'll show you just, if you do get started, you go like, how do I start a new project? Out of the box, we have all of our project scenarios that are there. And you can see, pick which one. I've got the standard scheduler. There's things that are multi-topic schedulers, event follow-ups, for recruitment, for real estate, and anything.
Just as he's going through these, because he's going through these quickly, so I just want to hover on this for just a second. These are use cases. These are the big problems you can solve for these companies, guys, right? So like standard scheduler is going to be anything that they need to schedule, clients, booked appointments, any of that stuff. Event follow-up would be, okay, cool. I'm having this event right now. What if right after this, wink, wink, maybe we call every single one of you with an AI tool to ask how, right? Like this kind of proactive recruitment outreach. Do you know how much of a pain in the ass for recruiters it is to constantly be doing outreach? Or flip that on its head and proactive client outreach for you agencies out there that are trying to do this kind of stuff. Real estate market engagement. How many database reactivation campaigns have you, if you've been paying attention to any of our shit, we've been telling you guys to do for people like real estate? Hey, you were looking at 4 houses at this price point previously in this market. just so you know, we've had a bunch of new properties come on in that range. If you haven't actually found your dream home yet, would you be open to a quick discussion with my real estate partner? Right. I'm his assistant. I'm just scheduling calls to see if people who are looking in this price range are still looking, because we've had new opportunities on the market. Right. That is something we used to actually have to go and hire entire teams of call center type people in places like Mexico for our real estate clients. Now you have a 24/7 robot that will do it for you. How much better is that than trying to sit there yelling at your client to do speed lead and to call all their leads and to complain all the time, right? Now you have a system that they can use to actually do that. Robert, we'll hold Q&A until the end probably, because we're going to do this and then another demo and a little bit more, but we're happy to, if it's a quick question, you could drop it in the chat until then, and then we'll unmute and do group Q&A at the end, if that's cool with you. Sorry, Mohan, keep going. I just wanted to hover on that for a second.
Yeah, that's good. Great. So I'm just going to walk into the dental checkup and select that one. And when you walk into any one of these projects, it's really straightforward. You've got the settings, which I preset up, and I can remind myself what is the project about. So this one is a dental office wants to proactively reach out to their patients who are due for their annual or regular checkup. I'll say regular because I hope you go to the dentist more often than just annually. And then you've got your project configurations. So this is basically the data that you put in for the AI to be able to make and know how to do the voice call. That's what you have to do. So in this example, the profession is a dentist. You're representing Dr. Sarah Johnson. The reason for the appointment is Dr. Johnson asked me to reach out because it's time for your regular dental checkup and cleaning. I even put in here, like, just so the AI knows the office details, has that context of where it's located. And then why are we meeting? Well, he wants to meet because he wants to discuss your oral health and to make sure it's in top condition and address any concerns you may have. So we got the meeting duration set to 30 minutes by default, and we're going to meet at the agent's office, which basically means the dentist office, right? So I'm going to set up that campaign. When I set up a campaign, this is the part that I wanted to show. Cody, you can come in and pick your favorite voice. So I know Cody loves the British voice, so I'll just pick that.
Hello there, I'm Anthony, your helpful guide. How can I make things easier and more convenient for you today?
Right. We've got many different ones that you can pick from. I'm just going to pick Marissa because that's the one I go to. I like the way Marissa sounds.
Hi, I'm Marissa, here to make your day smoother. What can I do for you?
And I'm just going to put in Lisa as the name for the AI, and I'll just skip the description for now. So I just created a new campaign. You can see the campaign's been configured. There's all of the values are passed into the configuration, so I can keep them as they were in the main project, or I can tweak them if I want to. And then I can just add my contacts from GHL, from Nico. And I do that, all of my contacts show up here. And I actually just went ahead and said, okay, for the voice, I just want to have myself in there. So I added myself to that. So I can add myself to this, and you'll see that the phone number, the first name, last name, status. What's really important is we use the time zone information. So you can see the time zone comes in, so you properly set it in the calendar, right?
Mohan, I want to interrupt real quick because I know that some people are going to ask this question, so I'm just going to preemptively answer it.
Yeah.
The contacts that Mohan's looking at right now are actually contacts that are in his high-level account with their time zone, with their tags, with all of those things, which is why he's able to come in here and really easily select them. But we're also going to show you another way, I think, right? How you can actually run this stuff directly through high level as well.
Oh, you're teasing them.
No
You're teasing them.
pressure. No pressure.
Okay. One other thing that you can do from Ava is you can say, I want to set up this campaign, but I want it to go later on in the day. And you can just go, okay, I want it to go tomorrow. You know what? I want it to go tomorrow at 12 p.m. I'll just select that. And you see that that's selected and set. You can see it set up there for 12:26 p.m. tomorrow. I'm going to cancel that because I want to execute this right now, but that's how it would work. And then I'm just going to actually give myself a phone call, and you guys get to hear the voice. Would you like? Yes, I would very much like to. You can see the status of it here. So it's queued right now. And then it's going to change. Initiating. And now it's ringing. Perfect. Hello.
Hello, this is Lisa calling for Dr.
Hi there.
Hello, this is Lisa. Hello, this is Lisa calling for Dr. Sarah Johnson. Am I speaking with Mohan?
You are.
Hi, Mohan. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, thanks.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm a virtual assistant calling on behalf of Dr. Sarah Johnson, your dentist representative. Is this a good time for a quick chat?
Yes, fine, yeah.
Great. Dr. Sarah Johnson asked me to reach out because it's time for your regular dental checkup and cleaning. We'd like to schedule a brief meeting to discuss how we can ensure your oral health is in top condition and address any concerns you may have. What day this week would work best for you?
Do you have time tomorrow?
Great. I have two options available for tomorrow, 10 a.m. or 2 p.m. Which would you prefer?
10 a.m., please.
Perfect. I've scheduled your 30-minute appointment with Dr. Sarah Johnson for tomorrow at 10 a.m. Would you prefer this to be an in-person meeting at our office?
Yes, please.
Dental Clinic? The appointment will be at our office, Bright Smile Dental Clinic, 123 Main Street, Anytown. Does that work for you?
It works perfectly. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. I've scheduled your 30-minute appointment with Dr. Sarah Johnson for tomorrow at 10 a.m. at Bright Smile Dental Clinic, 123 Main Street, Anytown. You'll receive an email confirmation shortly with all the details. Is there anything else you'd like me to note for Dr. Sarah Johnson before your meeting?
Nope, that's it. Thank you very much. All right, bye.
Exactly what you just said, Nicole, is why I like the British guy, by the way. I find it throws your brain off just enough. Like, I don't know, that I call that voice you just used when I tested the Karen voice, because somebody in the chat said it sounds bitchy.
It sounds what?
Voice. And then I've got the British guy, because the British guy just like, it makes your brain, you're thinking about the accent just enough that you don't think about the AI-ness of it. So that's honestly, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's actually,
Yeah, you can choose and configure whatever voice you feel works for you, or for you, and that's the idea. You can even test it out with this. I'm just going to show you that the meeting was booked. So if you go to the Nico calendar, you'll see, well, I'll go here first. You'll see that it's booked for tomorrow at 10 a.m. for me. And then I go to the Nico calendar and refresh that, and you'll see that it's also booked tomorrow for me at 10 a.m. And you can also go back to the meeting booked right here. And you can see the call history. It's logged here. The entire transcript is here. And we store that also inside of GHL as well. So we add that in the automation and set that up there as well. So you can go in and see that on the contact. So if I go to the contact, go to myself here, and go to the notes, you'll see the transcript is there and added. And all that's done through an automation that we set up here, which is a very easy to set up and have it work. So that's all integrated within GHL. So that's like the outbound calling and showing how that works. I'm going to quickly show you what's coming down our roadmap, because Cody wanted me to do that here. So we've got GHL actions and triggers, which is what.
Wait. Before we begin, on Facebook, people are already asking one thing. I don't even see it on this roadmap, but I just want to say it out loud. Yes, it is on the roadmap to white label to your GHL sub accounts. Yes, you will be able to in the partner network be able to roll this out as a white labeled part of your own custom build to your clients. So I think that's important, because there's a bunch of people asking inside the Facebook chat, and it's important for you guys to know that. So 100%. Sorry, keep going.
Absolutely. Yeah, so the GHL actions and triggers are right here. That's where you're going to be able to have that ability. And then the inbound AI assistance as well. We're working on that. That's coming out. A whole bunch of nice data stuff, scenario prompting, so you can just prompt it and create those scenarios dynamically, all on our roadmap. And what we want to show to you today is a different way to do that. And I'm going to hand it over to Reza, or Reza, if you can just talk over, I'll drive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. So I'm gonna just to speak over it. Mohan probably can just continue, be the driver here. So I'll just talk over it. Yeah. So basically what we did was for folks who use GHL, we created marketplace actions and marketplace trigger through which you can do your integration with our AI, Ava voice AI. Mohan, if you can please go to, yes, you can probably go to that one, that workflow. And basically we can probably start from scratch. You can add an action. So we can show you how you guys can create an action basically. And if you scroll all the way down to our voice AI section, Ava voice AI section, we have a action called outbound dynamic call. So basically pretty much everything that Mohan showed to you, the contact information that you need to import from Nico to Ava, all that configuration that you needed to add to campaigns, for example, for that dental appointment, you wanted to know the name of the person, all of the stuff, you actually have to enter it here. So what we do is we start with phone number. So you assume that you basically want to bind it to your contact, you add it to the phone, actually it has to be phone draw. So yeah, good, cool. And then you bind the next one to the first name of the contact. And you go all the way down, last name, email. Time zone.
I just put down that here.
Yep, America, Toronto. Let's say, yeah, that's where I live. Not in America, but in Toronto. Calendar ID, you just select your calendar name.
It's not here.
There is the calendar you can use there. Yes, the calendar. That's the name of your calendar. And then here are the voices that the options that we provide in Ava. So
I'm gonna pick Anthony. I'm gonna pick Anthony because
yes, that's what Cody likes to go with that. That's great. And then a number to call from. This is basically the phone number that you set up in Ava.
For the record, I think we've voted as a joint collective that the British voice is better.
It's better, yes, yes.
Rob wants to hear the Indian voice.
I'll do that for you later, Rob. It's actually pretty cool.
So currently you have to buy this number through us from Ava. Once you have that set up in your account, you can select it here, and then we go to all those scenarios that Mohan and Cody talked about. So you can pick them here. I'm gonna pick a standard scheduler. That's a dynamic. Yes, that's has a bunch of dynamic fields, and that is profession, which Mohan entered as dentist. It can be anything, financial advisor, or whatever you want to choose. You can pick it up from different custom variables, custom fields, or other information that you have in.
So what Reza's talking about, sorry Reza, cut you off there.
Yeah, sure.
Is just these parameters. Now, after you pick the scheduler or the scenario, the use cases as Cody likes to call them, this information you just copy and paste it into here and do it. So I've already set one up. I did the dental one before. If you don't mind, I'll just click on that.
Yeah, let's just try that. Yes, that's great.
Because you can
basically... and as you're doing that, guys, because obviously GHL Mastery, we are GHL homers and absolutely love what this system can do. And when we got connected with Mohan and Reza, we're like, man, we need to build this into it, because if we can do this one thing, it's incredible. The one thing that they've done here that I think is absolutely mind-blowing is adding all of these different scenario configurations, but allowing you to use dynamic content, dynamic fields, which means you can now have dynamic content in your scenario prompting so that you can actually start an outbound call from your AI when a tag gets added. And when that tag gets added, it's because they filled out a form, right? You can now start to trigger calls based on information that you have on the client and provide your AI that information so that it can now have an intelligent conversation about that one person. And I'm gonna add one more thing, and then you guys can continue. The notes that they're adding from the initial phone calls, again, you can start to use those things as dynamic fields in this for conversation history, so that the AI can call back later on and know what the heck it's talking about. So you guys have done a phenomenal job here. Like this is the use cases for this inside the high level ecosystem are incredible. It's unlimited.
Yep. So that is pretty much it for the actions. And now when you make the call from this action, basically what you expect is the results to come back and you would be able to handle that. For that, we have created a workflow trigger that's called contact called, basically. So what you can do there is basically you have access to your the data that is actually extracted from the transcript and the transcript itself as well. So Mohan, if you can please, so that's a trigger. We have added a bunch of filters on the trigger in case you would like to customize it a little bit. So if you go back to contact called, we can just show you like if you can add filter there, if you add a filter, yeah. So you can say, hey, I want to just have the appointments that are not empty. So I want the calls that have some appointments, which means appointments should not be empty, for example. So we have added a bunch of filters there. And then the next step is basically, if you go to, you want to find your contacts, you can cancel or save, doesn't matter. You want to find your contact that has been called. So what you do is you just say, hey, I find a contact with that phone number. That's how you associate it, or anyway, anywhere else, like however you want to associate it with the contacts that are inside your GHL. And then here we add a tag, obviously. And the last step is we update our contact. And all that information is provided to you. So Mohan, maybe we can just go back to add and Ava appointment date and time, or maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I can
That-
show it here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, for example, if you want the meeting location, you can just go in there and then pick that from the dynamic variables that Reza's got
Scroll
here.
down, no, sorry, if you gotta, yeah, scroll down to
Oh yeah, right here.
Ava Voice AI, contact call, and these are the fields that you get back from our system, basically. Even the recording URL, you can have it in your system. So that is pretty much it from GHL integration perspective.
Yep.
Cool.
Back-
I want to do one more. I want to do one more because I'm greedy. Can you, and I'll put you on the spot because I told him to do one demo. I want the British guy for the financial use case to call you. Is that possible? Or is that not possible? Should we, without taking too much time?
Yeah, I can do it.
Do it. One more call. Who wants to hear one more call? Everybody wants to hear the AI, right? We want to hear the AI. Bill says yes, Jarrell says one, and everybody else is asleep.
I'll do a portfolio.
Guys, I have an unlimited, never gets tired person that will spam call every one of you until you wake up and pay attention to this webinar now.
Okay, so I'm hearing I want a one in the thing. Is it the British one we want, Anthony?
Unless you have a Hindi one, which is apparently the other one that everybody wants. But I would say with,
let's go with British. All right. And what are we calling them?
I called it the caller last time. I think I called the British guy Leo or something. What's the most British name you can think of? Put in the chat. Everybody put in the chat. What's the most British name you could choose? Nigel. I think Nigel. Oh, Alfred. Good. William.
Nigel. I like Alfred personally, but Nigel, I'll go with you. Okay.
All right. There we
We'll
go.
save the campaign. All right, same jazz here. I'm just gonna add myself into here. Luckily I'm at the top of the funnel here, so I'll just add myself to the campaign. And just make sure everything is, yep, all time zones set properly. And my information is all valid. Cool. I'm gonna execute that campaign. Are you ready? Yes, I am. Hello.
Hello, this is Nigel calling for Sujata D'Souza from WFG. Am I speaking with Mohan?
You are.
Hi Mohan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, thanks.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm a virtual assistant calling on behalf of Sujata D'Souza from WFG, your financial advisor representative. Is this a good time for a quick chat?
It is.
Great. Sujata D'Souza from WFG asked me to reach out because this review meeting is necessary as your financial advisor to ensure your portfolio is in alignment with your goals. By reviewing your policies and portfolio together, we can confirm that they continue to meet your current needs and are performing as expected. Additionally, it provides a valuable opportunity for you and Sujata to reconnect and reflect on how the past year has been. I'd like to schedule a brief meeting with Sujata D'Souza from WFG to discuss this further. What day this week would work best for you?
This week's not going to work. Next week sometime, maybe on Tuesday.
Sure, let's look at next Tuesday. I'll check Sujata D'Souza from WFG's availability for that day. One moment, please. I'll find available slots for next Tuesday. Great, I have two options on Tuesday, September 10th, 10 a.m. or 2 p.m. Which would you prefer?
2 p.m., please.
Perfect. I've scheduled your 30-minute appointment with Sujata D'Souza from WFG for Tuesday, September 10th at 2 p.m. Would you prefer this to be a virtual meeting, a phone call, or an in-person meeting?
Virtual's fine, yeah.
Great, this will be a virtual meeting. Do you prefer a video call or a phone call?
Video's fine.
Wonderful. I've scheduled your 30-minute virtual video call with Sujata D'Souza from WFG for Tuesday, September 10th at 2 p.m. You'll receive an email confirmation shortly with all the details. Is there anything else you'd like me to note for Sujata D'Souza from WFG before your meeting?
No, it's been a while. I'm looking forward to talking to her again.
That's great to hear. Sujata D'Souza from WFG will be looking forward to reconnecting with you as well. Thank you for your time, Mohan. Have a great day.
Thanks, bye.
Thank you.
There you go. There was a British voice.
All right. Cool. I mean, hopefully you guys can see, right? Connecting this with GHL, connecting it with all of the possibilities. Miss call, text back, fuck texting back. How about just pick up the call? How about you never miss a call ever again, right? How about with DBRs, instead of me, because what I tell you guys to do with DBRs is why you text them back and forth to book them. Either attach it to an AI or just do one better and call them. If they reply back yes to the DBR text, you call them and you book them. Well, how about you have your British employee call them and book them instead? How about you get this to be connected to all your leads so you never have speed to lead ever again, right? All of these things are game changing. All of these scenarios you can see. And by having it be white labeled into your platform, the way that we're talking about rolling out in the next, I want to say 30 days, but everybody in SaaS always hates me because I overpromise on this shit, but we'll say it's coming in the next 30 days. There we go. We got a deadline, right? When you do that, imagine, again, solving bigger problems. How big of a problem is it to have to hire, train, and maintain salespeople? We all know with every single thing that you've talked about, right? All of these people you talk about, one of the biggest problems with any type of company that's trying to do sales is hiring, training, and maintaining the quality of their salespeople. And you get a salesperson up to GIST and then they get poached by another company because he's really good and now it's time to go do something bigger, right? And guess what a robot's not going to do? Quit on you, get poached by somebody else. It's a robot. It works for you 24/7. So this is what the definition of solving bigger problems. Okay, so now I want to roll into the next part. Is there anything you guys have not shown that you want to?
I just wanted to mention, like, this is what it looks like when you add a whole bunch of contacts in there. So this is like the power of this is that you can do this with one single button and it just goes off and calls all of them within minutes. So it's like, that's the power of using a tool like this, is that you're not just making AI voice calls, which is awesome and all the things that Cody talked about, but it's also that you actually can do this super fast. So people who are like trying to fill up their calendars, one of my FA agents that I'm actually working with just called me up this morning and said, I had no meetings this week, and now I have 5. And that was within 10 minutes of executing this because they had enough DBR like contacts to actually reach out to. So that's the power of this. It's pretty cool.
So a couple of questions in the chat for you guys. Does it do inbound? I'll let you guys answer that so I don't overpromise stuff because I know it's coming, but I don't want to promise timelines and stuff. So yeah, does it do inbound is question number 1.
No, at the moment it doesn't, but it will. And that's what I showed on the roadmap there that is coming this month.
Perfect. So yes, by the time you'd be using it, then yes, it does.
Yes.
It'll do inbound. And the second question is, can it do other languages, French, Spanish, other languages, and that kind of stuff?
I didn't want to let that one out of the bag. French and Spanish are both on the roadmap, but that's because we need some really good Spanish and French testers to work with. So if you're interested,
Volunteers?
please volunteer and I'll reach out to you.
Good. Last one. Sounds good. Is there a way to limit the AI repeating the name company during the call?
Yeah, these are all customizable.
Customizable, yeah. And more custom, it'll be one good thing about us all talking to each other is Adam screams customize everything from the top of the roof, and I scream simplify everything from the other side of the roof, and then we meet in the middle somewhere and we figure it all out. So it's good. Trust me, all the shit you could want, 100%. Yeah, cool guys. All right, let's roll over to the next part of this. Oh wait, no, the demo page. So partners, we didn't show this. So the partners,
Oh yeah.
they're going to be getting this. The whole point of this is to be able to resell it, right? And to be able to not have to get into a lengthy sales process where I'm talking about 5 million GHL features, where I'm talking about all the different pain points and everything. What we're trying to do with our partnership now, and there's going to be this and another one that I'm going to show you, and then we're going to be combining it for people, is simplicity. Is something like this where you just get them. We're gonna have white labeled page like this where you just have them, cool, put your name, your phone number, and what type of project, what type of use case you want them to demo, and it's just gonna fucking call them.
Right. The dental office or the financial advisor, both of them are, you can pick them from.
Just have it, pick it. We're gonna be fleshing that out with even more stuff, and it's okay, cool. So here's our AI system, and this is what you guys are, your partners. It's your AI system now. Get it, put your name in here, and call it. And when they do that, all you do is, okay, now while you're talking to this guy, envision scenario A, B, C. And I'm making a graphic this week for you guys, for our partners that are going to be coming around, that's going to show here is through few use cases and the average amount of money earned or recovered by different types of companies for all of those use cases. You have that plus this, it sells itself. You don't have to do some long sales process. You just show them the magic, let them get excited, and it's going to blow their mind. I'm telling you guys, I did something like this with a few big business owners, and all they had to do was talk to it and understand a few different ways. I told them it could make them money, and it sells itself. This plus what Adam's about to show you, there's unlimited potential of saving them money and making them money. The two biggest buy triggers that you could possibly have for B2B stuff. Right? How cool is this? Would you guys think you guys could sell this kind of thing pretty easily if you had a white labeled page like that where you just showed it, and then also, by the way, didn't have to do any customization to it, didn't have to build a single fucking thing, just had to find people that were actually wanting to buy? That kind of thing makes sense? Yes is in the chat. GSD's in the chat. Hell yes is in the chat. I don't know. Everywhere, all along the way.
I have a question. Should we make the voice selectable at the demo side so they can pick the British guy?
Yeah, be a British guy, not British guy. I would even, maybe this is just me and maybe it will offend people. I don't know, but I would literally make it Nigel British voice, Karen voice, and then something else. I would just let it do, like, how do you want your customer service to be? Sophisticated or a little bit angry? Or
that's what we call our avatar, and it's coming too.
Fuck yeah, everybody's in there excited. All right, let's roll over to Mr. Adam,
Mike Tyson voice.
Too. Yeah, Mike Tyson voice. But and yes, I saw somebody ask this like 15 times. We can clone voices, but that'll be something else we discuss later on. For now, it's just going to be preset and stuff, because somebody else asked about legalities and stuff. If we let you guys go around cloning voices and you start using like Barack Obama's voice, we could get in shit. So is it possible? Yes. Are we going to let you guys go off and do whatever the hell you want? Maybe not yet. Maybe not yet. Okay. Maybe we'll sign some waivers and stuff in the future. All right, let's talk about Adam a little bit, and then we'll circle back around. So everybody give a round of applause, please, for Mohan and Reza and how cool that shit is, bringing this shit up. They've done a lot of work, a lot of money, and a lot of great legwork so that you guys can have something cool to go fucking sell. So please give some love to these guys. And then let's roll over to our other, look at his shirt today too. It's fucking, he's branded. I'm not even branded for once. I don't even have the logo on, and Adam shows up with the fucking uniform on. God, guess I fucked up on that one, but all right. So now let's talk.
This is like 3 years. So every time I get on a GSD call, I have to wear this because I've been waiting for so long to get it.
That is true.
So,
and for a little debrief moment off to the side, Adam was supposed to get this shirt, like literally, he was our GSD student 3 years ago or even longer. And he hit the point where we said we would give him the fucking shirt that long ago. And we just never got around to it. But it got to the point where Adam literally made a shirt for Rahul, who couldn't make it today. That was just a picture of him and Brendan that said something like, "Here's your fucking shirt."
It was the GHL Mastery logo with outperform the competition, and then it was me and Brendan with a little word bubble saying, "Hey Rahul, here's your swag. Where's ours?" Just to kind of throw it in his face a little bit. But anyways, guys, I want to I'm gonna take over here. But I first want to announce something, because those of you guys that are in the GHL Mastery program already know how me and Brendan feel about voice AI. And when Cody and Rahul and Mohan and Reza said, we need to talk to you guys about this high level stuff, I'm like, why? Like, voice is not, it's not good. But then Cody forced a phone call to me while I was actually driving in the van with my kids. And I answered the phone and I started chatting with the investment demo bot. And I was like, dang, this is pretty darn good. And then I got to meet Mohan and Reza, and we started talking about Ava and their back end and all of the things they asked me, like, hey, what do we need to do with high level? And what they just showed you gets me freaking excited, because I think that the best use case for voice AI is outbound, first and foremost, that when people do certain things inside your ecosystem, you can now trigger your AI to make that phone call for certain specific reasons. And the simple fact that they added the things that they added after our conversation, honestly, it makes AI incredible. And so what I'm going to show you guys right now is something that a lot of you guys already have heard us talking about. You may have seen the demos of it before, but what I want to talk about, and I'm getting on a call with Mohan and Reza tomorrow morning, and I'm going to get my hands on Ava, and we're going to pimp the hell out of it when it comes to the ability to use it and go high level. And one of the use cases I have for it right now, this is going to be the first thing that I do, is that once somebody gets done with the demo, I'm going to show you guys, and it concludes that demo, we're going to then kick off a phone call directly to that customer using the AI with the context of the conversation that they just had on the chat.
Yeah,
so
we need to fucking hover right there for a second, because all I've talked about all day is how I want you to be able to put magic in front of a person and have it sell itself. So imagine, because he's going to jump into all the next level shit now. Imagine in front of a business owner, here are 3 simple ways this type of technology can make and save you money, and then go play with this, which I love. I've been raving about. It looks very simple, but that's the point. But I've been raving about what Adam and Brendan have built for the simplicity of it. You're going to see how easy this will be to put in front of people. And then if you plug in the voice at the end of this conversation, he's going to show you how it will sell itself, as long as you position it with how it makes people money. And yes, as to answer the legality questions in the chat, this is not for cold calling. As Bob said, you'll get shut down. This isn't cold calling. We haven't, not once have we mentioned go buy a list and cold call 1 million people, because yeah, you probably could make some money on it, but you will get shut down quickly. So do not do that. Back to you, Adam.
That was my biggest like anti-voice AI right there, was the cold calling, because every voice AI that I've tried apart from this one has sounded really, really spammy. And I was like, I'd hang up on that in an instant if somebody called me and I picked up the phone. So, but again, there's use cases for voice.
Well, it gets,
I want to show you guys,
like it gets less spammy. You'll notice why these conversations,
100%,
because it has context, because it's not a cold call, right?
Yeah.
This one sounds really, really good, but even this one, if it was a cold call, I mean, but you sound spammy as a fucking human. Excuse my French. I was doing that too. Right. So it's the same thing. And the point is that there's so many use cases for this that will make / save people money without needing to do endless cold calling for that. That's how it works. So yeah, because Cody speaks a lot of French. I do. Yeah. Sorry. I have the best filter, and it's only gotten worse over the years. So I apologize in advance, but I mean, well,
he is, you are from East Coast Canada. So it makes a whole lot of sense that you speak a lot of French. Okay. So what we're going to show you guys today on the text and live chat and Facebook Messenger and Instagram DMs, all the channels that High Level gives you access to, integrating AI to it. And then right on the same vein of their landing page, how can you make this so freaking simple for you to say like, hey, go check this out and try it. So one of the things that we've done, and you guys have probably heard about our Core 4 AI system. And I'm going to actually not only show you the demo, and I'm going to let you guys demo it yourself, but I'm going to show you a little bit of the back end and how it works, because we get a lot of questions about, well, why shouldn't I just use, Zappy Chat, or why not use CloseBot, or why not use this, that, and the other thing. And I'm going to show you guys why we built ours a little different, because there's some limitations to the other ones that we wanted to overcome. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And while I'm sharing my screen, Jarrell, can you put the demo page in the chat? Guys, click the link as soon as you can, because it's going to get lost in the rest of the chat here. But this is what we're talking about. It's just a super simple, no fluff, piss or get off the pot landing page. that you can literally just have a QR code somewhere or on your phone or text somebody, be like, hey, try this out and let me know what you think, or go to a business owner. I literally have a plumber at my house right now because we're tearing apart our bathroom. And I went to go help him install the tub just over an hour and a half ago. And I was just like, hey, what do you like? Do you run your own business? Yeah, I'm just a solo guy. And I was like, awesome. Well, like, who's your typical client base? And he works with other contractors and gets subbed for these other contractors. How are you finding these contractors? I just started asking him questions. And then I went and I started showing him this kind of stuff. And he's like, holy crap. You know, guy doesn't have a website yet, but this is something that would make his life super, super simple. So we like these splash pages that are just piss or get off the pot, but we also want to collect contact information. So right here, I'm just going to go, can I have a demo, please? Of course, it's going to be funky with my live chat. Stand by. I got to go to incognito mode. I blame high level for that one. There we go. So something about live chat first and foremost, like there's an infinite, every single website on the internet should have a live chat AI, in my opinion, so that they can actually get to their clients faster. And we've been hearing Sean and the group over at GHL talk about live chat, you know, endlessly since they brought it out. But now that we actually have live chat, this is like absolutely every business needs this. Paired this with AI and it's amazing. So if Jarrell dropped the link, you guys can go and try this yourselves right now, but I'm going to keep on showing you. Sounds good. Let's keep going. Just how powerful this can be on a customer's website. And the cool part is what we're going to show you guys right now is how this demo actually works, because that's what's really, really important, is being able to show your clients how this could actually work for them. So to get started, please provide me the URL of your business website. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to grab the GSD website and we're going to go, is this the right one, Cody? Should I use this one or a different one? This is the store. I want to use
not the store. Use the homepage. The store.
There we go.
This next
All right,
part.
so we're going to grab,
If you're not,
we're going to grab some information from the GSD.
If you're asleep, wake up. This next part's fucking cool.
So all I do is I provide it with the URL, and then the AI is going to go and grab information about the GSD from their website, and it's going to create a customized AI for the GSD. And so
I'm
you
sorry,
can
could you say that like 5 more fucking times, please? Because I still don't think people are awake. Did I say this next part is cool? Did you have to fill in a form, or did you just literally tell the AI where to go and how to train itself? Is that kind of what I just heard you say?
That's kind of a little bit what you just heard. So again, anybody that you go and talk to, hey, what's your website? Put it in here in this live chat, and now you've got a bot that is literally your bot. It works for you. Right now, this whole thing is trained on our company, our marketing, but this demo portion is now going to demo the GSD side of things. So first things first, we need to get first name, last name, email, and phone number. So I'm just going to provide it with that. And off we go. So now this is now creating a contact record that didn't exist before in high level. And then we're going to kick off and start the demo. So again, the ability to easily collect people's information and update the contact record is something that the AI can actually go and do. Bear with it. It's going to take it a second. And then this demo is going to kick right off. Who's one's in the chat if you're on this page right now testing it yourself? We got Atticus, Scott, Jeff. Pretty much everybody. Okay, cool.
I'm just wondering, have you used your email before for this demo? Because
I don't think so, but I'm going to try again with a different one. So what you guys are seeing right now is this is a high level limitation to live chat. If you actually already have, I don't want to use my same phone number either. If you already have a contact record and it goes through live chat AI, it will merge the contacts and kill your AI. It's really, really annoying. It's something that high level absolutely has to fix, which is why that probably did not work. Here we go. Probably screwed it up by giving it contact information that already existed in the system.
We've got like 30 plus people testing it right now.
Now, this actually works. Like, there's limitations to live chat, and that one of them I just explained to you. If the contact already exists in your high level account, live chat will screw up. But you can also do the same thing that we did on the Thinker AI splash page, which is just a quick form. They fill it out, and you can now start texting them. Live chat is just easier to kind of get set up for demo purposes. So I'm just going to give it a completely brand new contact record again, just so I can show you guys this. But even though this screwed up, I want to show you guys something. This AI, typically when you're doing an AI and it screws up or you get off topic or whatever the case may be, it'll actually totally mess up and throw you right off. In this case, it screwed up and said, can we just run the demo again? And it was smart enough to know, yeah, let's just restart from the beginning and actually run the demo again, right? And it screwed up because of me, not because of it. So now we're going to be talking to the AI for the GSD. Notice this. Hi there, it's Kate with Get Shit Done. Shit is spelled with an exclamation mark, just like they do on their website. So it picked up little tiny details and made it work. How can you help me? It's one of the things that everybody wants to know about the GSD. And how can they help you? Well, they can turn you into a 6-figure, 7-figure type business, just like they did for me and Brendan. That's a little quick testimonial right there for the GSD crew. We would not be where we are today without them. So
I was going to want to record that off of a webinar.
If somebody marked out the time, yeah.
Back-to-back messaging is something that we have not seen very many other subscription-based AIs be able to do either. So what areas are you trying to improve or learn more about? I need better products to sell and more prospects. Who else has that problem in here? One's in the chat if that's your problem. Just Rob. Oh, no, here they come. Everybody needs better products to sell and more prospects. Cool. Got it. So you're looking to enhance your product offering and attract more prospects. What challenges are you facing right now? I don't. This was my problem in the very beginning. I did not know what niche I should go after. I picked the worst one. I'm a little bit jaded about it, but that's how Cody and Rojo got me anyways, but I picked real estate. We can help you identify how urgent is it for you to get this sorted. I need to make money yesterday. Honestly, guys, every single time I talk to one of these AIs, I'm like, damn, I wish I could link this to my personal DMs because that's how a lot of people come into our world. And you just can't because this stuff asks better questions than I ever could. So there's just so much power in it. Would you like to book a free consultation with one of our specialists to dive deeper? That would be cool. How much does it cost? Because everybody asks that question first, even though that's not the question they should be asking. I don't think that there's anything on your guys' website with the GSD that talks anything about price. So we'll see how this handles that.
While this is running too, guys, like the point of this, because I see a couple of people like, how do we use this? What's the use case of this? The use case of this is is for selling this. That's the point. Okay. So instead of having to, literally any type of business you go talk to, if I go down the street, especially once this is plugged into the voice AI too, if I go down the street to my plumber and I talk to him and I'm like, he's like, I'm missing a lot of sales calls and I need to do outreach. And I just, all that stuff. Cool. all I do is what he just did. I take the plumber's website, literally the plumber's website, and I give it to this bot, and it automatically creates an entire demo for him that you can just talk to it and have it sell. And then at the end of it, when we get to the next part, it's going to also call them and talk to the voice. It creates instantly an entire fulfillment and sales team that is AI powered, that you can sit there, show them a couple of use cases and have them go through. It is a way to have it easily sell itself. Does that kind of make more sense, guys? Drop a 1 in the chat if you kind of follow for that. I want to make sure that this is clear, because the whole point of this is simplicity, is to show them the magic, is to get them to understand how they can use this and make some money. Keep going, Adam.
Okay, now here's the part that I want to start. I want you guys to start thinking about, how can you merge these two incredible technologies? What's the quote, Cody? Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic.
Correct.
So right now our demo has ended. So what if, by the way, guys, I'm gonna make this start working like as soon as Mohan and Reza give me access to this. What if their phone all of a sudden starts to ring and now they're talking to their own voice AI, confirming their appointment that they just pretended to make? What if you could do that? Like, simplify the demo, simplify the process, but blow their freaking minds every step of the way.
As soon as he gets done with this one and it books a fake one, then they calls them and says, okay, yeah, that was a fake appointment. I'd like to talk to you about booking a real one if you really want to check this out. And then the voice AI, Ava, will book them on your calendar in GHL for a live aspect to payment.
And in fact, with this version of our AI, we could actually completely change this whole structure here to just roll over into a new booking AI and actually book it conversationally too. But like I said, I'm excited for the voice piece, because I can now trigger the voice AI, be like, hey, thanks for running through our demo. Your phone's about to ring. Ring, ring, right? And then they pick it up and now they're having a conversation with a voice AI for their company. That concept to me is like super, super exciting. Okay, I promised you guys I would show you guys a little bit of the back end of this and why we built it and why we like it better than all of the other subscriptions, including, because I know a lot of you guys are going to ask about this. Hey, doesn't High Level have conversation AI? Yeah, it does, but it sucks. And so we built our own better one. And I also noticed that there was quite a few questions about, I think a couple of people had mentioned, oh, isn't High Level coming out with their voice AI soon? Yes, they are. But one of the things that Brendan and I see 100% of the time, and I'm not exaggerating that stat, 100% of the time when High Level drops a feature, they say that they build a skateboard first and then they build a car. Well, the reality is that they build a 3-wheeled skateboard that you can't really use. And then they build a skateboard 6 months later, and then they build a car a year later. And oftentimes what they do is they'll launch a product, they'll launch something that's kind of sort of not really usable. And then what they do, it's very clever. Brendan and I both agree that this is the smartest thing that High Level ever did, is that they now watch what people do with it. And most of the time people will take the concept and they'll go build their own because they can do it better. And then High Level goes, that's how we'll do it. And then they build it into their system. But what that also does is it gives people like Brendan and myself and Mohan and Riza a chance to get way ahead of the curve with what is possible within the High Level ecosystem and stay ahead of High Level. And I can tell you that the conversation AI component for High Level has been out for almost a year, and they still haven't come close to what our Core 4 has been able to do.
They just finally got a memory key.
They did finally get that, but even with that, it's still not doing the same things that we need it to do. So I wanted to show you guys a little bit about the back end of the Core 4 AI system. So out of the box, you get your sales pipeline and you get the DBR pipeline. But this is the demo system right here that we just went through. Okay. Now, the really cool thing about the Core 4 AI system is that it works on all communication channels, basically out of the box. But the reason we built it the way that we did was because all of the other AIs that we tried to use, like Capri, like ZappyChat, like CloseBot, they give you a webhook, and that webhook goes to a prompt that you build on the back end, but it's always a one-trick pony. It's always either a booking bot or it's a QA bot, that's where conversation AI really fails quite a bit, is that it's either a QA or it's a booking bot. And it's very challenging to make it flip and do the things that you want it to do. So what we did with ours is we created this really, really unique structure to ours where we have what's called our AI response filter. And so what we can do with this is based on how the AI responds to the customer, we can change what the AI is doing. So the example here, and I'm going to just go right down to where we left off with the live chat. So we've got the AI demo complete live chat. What I can now do with this is I can completely change what the AI's job is. Right down to the point where I can say, hey, now that you've done the demo, your job is to actually go and sell yourself. And here's the information that you need to know to be able to do that. And here's the link where people can go and purchase it. And if they don't want to purchase it, here's how they can book a call. So now we can completely modify the AI. And we've got several students inside of our GHL Mastery program that are putting this through its paces and completely changing. Atticus, you're here. I'm going to pick on you just a little bit. Atticus had a great use case for his AI where once the AI books the appointment, he now wanted the AI to follow up immediately after and say, okay, now that your appointment's booked, I have a few more questions for you that we need to get before your appointment. And now the AI is having more conversations with the lead after the appointment got booked and confirmed to get more information about that appointment for his client, right? So the ability to literally turn your AI on a dime and allow it to do anything based on any trigger inside the system, which again is one of the things that Mohan and Riza are adding to this voice AI, where like I'm just so excited that one little section that I just showed you in the AI response filter, I'm going to put a bunch of Thinker AI actions in there and make my AI call people immediately after they're done their demo, right? Because now you can hit them from all sides to really blow their mind and make the selling process a lot easier because they get to experience the magic behind your back end, right? So I think I've probably said enough. Text, voice, AI, you marry these two things together and you've got a product that you can demo easily and sell even easier.
100%. And so now what I'd like to do is, and I'll let you kind of MC this one too, Adam, because he's kind of your boy, but is Nick still here? Nick
is still here. I'm going to ask Nick to unmute.
So here's what I want. I'm going to preface this a little bit. Okay, guys. First of all, who here thinks that with that demo, the simplicity of how we just showed you to show people the magic and the ability to actually leverage the use cases we just showed you, you should be able to sell stuff like this to people for 5 to 10K. So that was the premise of today. I want to make sure that we've gotten that point across. Raise your hand, drop a yes in the chat, say hell yes, whatever you need to say, or say no. By the way, you can say no. It's fine. I won't take it too personally. I'll be a little sad, but I'm hoping for yeses. All right, a bunch of yeses. Good. Now, what we're bringing up here is Nick. Now, Nick, if you guys are in Adam's group, you've probably seen him do a bunch of, by the way, we'll drop some love for Nick if you have read some of these posts, because we didn't pay him to do that. We didn't tell him to do that, but he's been going out of his way to just drop fucking value bombs. I've seen at least 3, so I'm sure there's been more than that, of just like a book about how he's doing it. So if any of you guys haven't read those, I would go fucking read them because they're very, very, very invaluable. So drop some love for Nick. But this guy has, again, Brendan told me this. I don't know. We'll see. But 5 custom builds ready to talk to next week already. And we didn't even have these demos or the voice AI or any of that shit yet. Through the partnership program, he's brought 5 custom builds, and I think we closed 2 last month at the end of last month.
We have 2 closed in our active builds
Okay.
currently. We have 5 proposals out currently that he's working on closing.
So what I'll let Adam take over from here, but I want Nick just to talk a little bit about it so you guys know what's possible. But also I want to hear Nick's opinion on what we just rolled out today to make his life even easier to see how that goes. So I'll let you go.
Yeah. So before I let Nick start talking and about what he's doing, I want to show you guys the proof, because we can say whatever we want to say, but Nick is posting almost every other day his Fathom calls and showing people, here's how I did that call. Here's how I positioned myself. Here's literally the conversation that I had. You can go and watch and learn from what I'm doing. And so Nick's getting on multiple calls a week, and multiple calls a week with us too, to go through and actually start to develop these exact projects for his clients, right? And so he's just got, geez, I did not realize he had so many of them, but he's got a ton. So he's
Way more than
dropping the
what did I
value.
say? I said 3. I think I just saw like 8. So way more than 3.
I talk to him every day. He is slamming these things out, guys. It's insane.
So Nick, I want to quickly say thank you for A, sticking out on this call for so long, and then B, obviously being able to share a little bit about what you're doing. He shared a lot about this when we were doing our LA Live as well. But even since the LA Live event, he's just gone buck wild. And a lot of what he's selling is he's doing a lot with AI, but he's also doing a lot with just a selling process that we teach to kind of map out the customer journey for the sale. So thanks, Nick.
Yeah. You're welcome.
I'm literally gonna give you the reins because you're doing something right that most people struggle with. And so I want you to kind of take, take 2 minutes to just, I want you to briefly explain your prospecting process, because I think that in and of itself is something that will highly, highly, highly benefit everybody here. So 2 minutes for that, and then we'll dive into the custom build side of things and what we're doing together.
Yeah, sure. When I first started here, it's been about a year now. I got really lost in the building aspect of it. And it was a gift and a curse, because in order to sell it, you have to answer questions when people come, and it's not like hey, let me check with my team and let me figure that out. So I spent a lot of time learning how to do this through all of our calls that we have every day. And so the biggest thing is making that switch, and that switch is trying to find the right clients. It's okay to say no. I've learned over the past couple of months that I got excited trying to sell this, working with the clients, and then it turns out that I'm married to that client, and that's what I don't want. And so as I continue to learn along with you guys as well, is yeah, it's great to get excited about a $2,500 setup or a $5,000, $11,000 setup, but they have to be on the same page. And where do we find those people is what really makes it or breaks it. I have 15 years of sales experience. I've never done cold calling. And when I started selling this, I was like, there's a reason why I don't do cold calling, because I absolutely fucking hate it. And you get so much rejection. And so really I honed in on like, where do all these people sit and where are these people, right? Everybody is using Zapier. Go and find a Zapier group. Go and find someone that there has to be Facebook groups out there that are all about automations and Zapier outside of GSD, outside of Go High Level. Because if you've ever posted anything in the Go High Level groups, obviously you get 14 text messages right after, hey, I saw you're in this is what we can do. And they have the emojis and everything. You don't want to be like that, right? You have to approach them with value. I mean, that's why I drop all these sales calls in the group. Go and do some research and find out what franchises are out there. And one of the posts, I landed a franchise for mattress by appointment. It literally is exactly what it is. Mattress by appointment. How easy is it for the AI just to handle all those appointments? Go and look at franchises. Go on Instagram and look and find Instagram coaches. These coaches, they are making serious money, and they have to find a team to go and do that. So the team that they have to go and hire, Adam and Brendan and Cody and Raul, they already have that. And so what we bring to the table is we have an entire digital team inside a CRM system, just so happens to be called Go High Level. And we can provide all of that for you on autopilot. And so it really just comes down to a simple two-way conversation. Hey, what's up? How are you handling all the people that you get text messages from? Oh, you're using ManyChat? That's cool. How dynamic or static is that? What do you mean? Right there, you just separated yourself. You asked a question that they didn't even know. What is static? What is dynamic? Just start there. Well, dynamic would mean that it adjusts to what the people are saying. You're sending out a canned response. Imagine having a one-on-one conversation times 200 and it could answer everything about your business. That right there just grabbed their attention. I don't understand what you're talking about. ManyChat's a partner with Facebook. No, it's not a member with Facebook. Me and you could spend $50,000 and just put a tag on our product that says we're a member. We're a partner with Facebook. Would you be opposed to having a conversation for 5 or 10 minutes to just showing you what AI can do and what it's done for the 100 people that are in this call? You know, and I mean, at that point, if they're not intrigued, now you got a 5 to 10 minute call. And so the way that I really do it is I break it up into sections. When I first started doing this, I got so excited about Go High Level, and then I realized this shit's been around for 20 years. We're really just adding AI into it. So each step of the way, I sell the next step. The first one is sell a 5 to 10 minute phone call just to get them to reply. Actually, the first step is just to get them to reply. Once they reply, I sell a 5 to 10, and I'm not selling it making money off a 5 to 10 minute call, but I got them so intrigued to where they're like, man, I don't know, I've never been approached this way because everybody else is just sending them an emoji. This is what we can do. We could do this. Whether you Go High Level expert, blah, blah, blah. No one wants to hear that. You want to get people to want to buy, to buy. You don't want to sell to them. People don't want to be sold to, they want to buy. And so after you have that 5 to 10 minute phone call, now you just, it will turn into more than 5 to 10 minutes. It will turn into maybe 30 minutes, and you just pound them with questions. So I'll use a coach as an example. You know, let's use Raul and Cody's, for instance, right? So it's like, what do you guys do? Oh, you guys run ads. Cool. How many people do you guys have it come into your Instagram account? You know, we have maybe 100 a month. Cool. How many times have you had a customer say, hey, let me get back to you in like a week. I had to talk to my partner. And that you kind of lost it because you were talking to 4 other people that you ended up signing up. And, you know, Cody and Raul might say, yeah, I don't really know. It could go 2 ways. I don't know. You know, okay, so you're not tracking it. Or, yeah, it happens often. Well, what if I could track it and stop it from happening? Well, how would you do that? Well, before I go any further, let me keep asking you questions. And you just keep asking questions. When you think that you've asked enough questions, you haven't asked enough. Just keep going. Don't talk about Go High Level. Don't talk about the AI. And let them, through their questioning, they will start to see, through the questions that you ask them, they will begin to see, oh man, I never really thought about it. But yeah, okay, so for in this example, Cody, what's the average ticket size for someone that signs up with you? $4,000. Cool. So you just told me that this happens about 3 times a month. You're losing 12 grand. Now you have a benchmark of where that price and what your solution can provide. You already know that it could save them 12 grand. So now their budget was 3 grand to work with you. And all of a sudden, well, wait a second. You told me that you're losing 12 grand. So if you're losing 12 grand, your budget was 3, you know, now you can, but before you even get into any pricing. So you go through the call, you have that call. Cool. In order for this to really work for you and I, is because I don't really know if I can help you or not, we have to create what we call is a project scope document. And that document is going to get everything in your head out on paper. And whether or not you hire me or not, you now can go and hire somebody else with this document. So the next step in this process is we need to set up a call. Now I am going to charge you $150. I'm going to charge you $300. I'll charge you $500, whatever the price that you want to come up with that you feel comfortable. But it does 2 things. One, it qualifies them. If they're going to pay you $150, you have a better chance of closing them in the future. 2, you now have filtered out an unnecessary 1.5-hour meeting with a bunch of time to write through a document because now you're getting paid for it. So now the next call, you just get on and I mean, Brendan did this super quick the other day. What's your customer journey? Okay, they go to a website, they fill out a form on my Instagram, they do this, they do that, it goes to there. I get an email, it goes here, we have a Zoom call, we have whatever. Okay, cool. So now you have this custom document made, and you know, Adam and Brendan, they will help you with it, but you have to have everything organized for them to do it properly, right? So you want to make sure that you have that part of our, I'm going to call it our sales funnel down pat, so that it streamlines and it goes easy. You're not waiting 2 weeks for this document back because they got to watch an hour-long Zoom video, listen to it, go back and forth, get on a call with you. No, make it super simple for Adam and Brendan. And then at that point, now you get on the call and you say, hey, look, here's your $150 document that you purchased. This is what we're going to do. These are the goals. These are the outcomes. This is the pipeline of what we discussed. This is the workflow for each stage of that pipeline. And these are the amounts of times that it's going to take. It's going to take a week for us to get on a call back and forth just to make this document even bigger. And then it's going to take us about 4 to 6 weeks, whatever that is. We're going to give you all the SOPs. We're going to give you all the training, and we're going to give you all of this. And before you get to the price, you go back to that first conversation and you say, now remember, we built this to cover that $12,000 that was lost, remember? And you know, you just do your sales pitch. And from there, you say, listen, you know, it cost X amount of dollars. It cost $8,000 to build this. And you're more than welcome to go and you know, hire somebody else to do this. So one of my first ones was right before we went to LA, and this is exactly how I closed it. She had a $4,000 budget. We sold it for 11 grand. And I mean, she actually, I reached out to her yesterday and she's giving me a testimonial. I asked her if one of my new clients could give her a call, and she's like, absolutely, I would love to help. So like, I'm not dealing with shitty clients, and shitty, I mean like complaining, they don't have leads coming in. You don't want to deal with people that don't have a real business operating. And if that's the case, you hand it off to Raul and Cody. And when they are ready and they have the full system of leads coming through, now you step in. And so that's really what I have been honing in on, is taking it step by step. And I joke around with my friends about this, but it's like, if I was single and I'm going to go to a bar or a restaurant and I see a girl, I'm going to just tell her, hey, I like your dress. I'm not going to say, hey, do you want to get married tomorrow? That's what I see a lot of people doing when we're selling this Go High Level, is asking for you to get married. It's no, I like your dress. Can I get your phone number? Maybe we can go on a date. We go on a date, we have dinner. I'd like to hang out with you again. And you're building that relationship before you ever ask them to get married, before you give them a price. And if they ask you, how much does it cost? It's like, if anyone else has given you a price, they're absolutely making it up. This document is required for me to even know how much it would cost, or for you to know how much it would cost. So again, there you're separating yourself from all these people on Facebook, Instagram that claim that they're Go High Level experts, because I mean, we really don't know how much it's going to cost. You can probably have a rough idea, like, okay, maybe this will be 6 grand, 5 grand, whatever, but you're now becoming a consultant and not a salesperson for their business. And it's really important for me at least, to say no when it doesn't feel right. I had a client that he had an app for working out, and I sold him the AI stuff. And really what happened is he just didn't have leads coming through. And it turned into me having to spend hours and days and time and energy on trying to justify, hey, this AI is going to work. I have a client right now. It is working wonders because they have a lead infrastructure of people coming through. Now,
yeah,
you can pass those people. If you have that conversation, there's always opportunity. Hey, I am vertically integrated and partnered with Raul and Cody, and I would love to introduce you to them. Let the experts handle that. You're the Go High Level expert. You can handle the AI and all of that.
So I want to just jump in here real quick, because I think that you just made a really, really good point. In fact, there was a comment in the chat that I can get people to spend $1,500, but I can't get people to spend 5 or 10K. And I think that you just mentioned something that, like, and we focus in the partner program that we've got and in the GHL mastery program, selling high ticket. And one of the things, this is I'm going to throw a little bit of shade at the Facebook ads people in here, but when you're selling Facebook ads, typically your first couple clients are people who might have a $500 budget on Facebook ads, right? And they want more leads. When you tie yourself to those types of people, you're never going to be good enough because they're never going to get enough leads with $500 to actually make a difference. What Nick just mentioned is that he's looking for people who already have lead flow. They've already got a business, but their systems are broken. They're missing, tens of thousands of dollars because of X, Y, and Z thing. Nick was talking a lot about, and it may have kind of gone over some of your guys' heads, but focusing on the customer journey is what he does on his discovery calls, on his consulting calls. And he made the point of like, I can't give you a quote until we actually cover this entire scope. And all that scope doc is what we teach on how to develop the customer journey for your client so that they can get the aha moment of, oh, this is where I'm falling short currently, and this is how we're going to fix it. And then he can go in and he can say, okay, well, based on the numbers, like I'm not going to say this, but based on the numbers that he has from them, he knows that the customer journey is going to solve X amount of problems and is going to save X amount of leads. Therefore, he can charge $5K, he can charge $10K because it's going to solve a $50K problem. Right. And so he's not focusing on the $1 to $2 leads. He's focusing on the $50,000 problem that they didn't even know they had. Right.
Yeah.
Now, Nick, I want to switch gears ever so slightly because you're going and selling a bunch, right? And you don't have to do any of the work. Why is that?
Yeah, it's the best situation that all of us have right in front of us. You guys are absolutely amazing. I mean, I've in the beginning, I was getting on these calls, doing this stuff, building, and what happens is you have your sales, and then as you sell, you make money. But then as you build, you don't have any money coming in. And so it becomes this little roller coaster of, okay, I made some money, I didn't, and how far can $6,000 go? A couple months, maybe a month and a half, 2 months, depending on your bills, what you got to pay. But so your time is really valuable. And what Antoine said, 2 days. And so, so what Adam and Brendan have in this amazing partnership is they are your fractional development team. And so I have the full confidence in them because they've taught me everything of Go High Level is that, I'll get a build, Adam and Brendan will charge, $5,000 to build it. And then I raise a little bit of money on top of it because I'm doing the sales. And then in order to use the system, it's anywhere between $500 to $1,500 a month. And Adam and Brendan, Jarrell as well, everybody is working on it on the background while I can continue to focus on getting more business and selling. And so I'm at a point where my job literally is go and find these clients, get them on that 5 to 10 minute call. That's it. That's all I'm focusing on. I'll have 5 to 10 minute calls all day. And then the ones that hit that I also choose to work with, are they going to be a difficult client? Are they not going to be a difficult client? Do they have the money to do this? I'll do my own follow-up and my own sales process. But Adam and Brendan have really been able to take off the entire load and manage and do everything for me, knowing that my clients are going to be happy, that everything is on track, everything is documented, and everything is super beyond organized, more than whatever I could do. Because if you looked at my room right now, you'd understand.
There's a reason you have a black curtain up behind you.
Yeah, that's why I have a black curtain right here. And so they have been, it allows us to all, it's a win-win-win for everybody. And that's what really this has done for me is I'm winning, Adam, Brendan, Jarrell, GHL is winning, and the customer is winning. And then those customers actually, when they see this, I have one client that has given me 3 separate side businesses just from one conversation, and we're working on those right now as we speak for getting them a proposal. And so now you have more time working on your own business of sales and getting this out, you know, and selling more while they're working in the business, Adam, Brendan, and Jarrell, and everybody else. There's a bunch of other people that are working in the business to support you or me or us going out and selling this. And so I mean, when I first met Adam, I was super skeptical. How many you're gonna have me pay to join this? How many people stay? And he was like, honestly, we haven't had really anybody leave. And I was like, ah, all right. And here I am.
That's not entirely true. I think
Not
I
anymore.
said the people who show up and actually go do the work, they don't leave,
Yeah.
but the people who just never show up, they leave.
Well, of course. I mean, sometimes life happens and you know, you do your own thing. But I would say the 2 biggest takeaways for me in this and what is led to me being successful with closing deals and doing this is think about it as if you were meeting a guy or a girl at a bar for the first time when you were single. Is like you're not asking them to get married. You're taking it step by step. And so each part of that journey is the first thing is just get them to respond to a message. Put yourself in their shoes of all the messages that they see. How do you do that? Then get them to think of you as a consultant or an expert in the field by separating you apart from all the other people that are sitting there using ChatGPT. Just be a human, be yourself. Don't use ChatGPT to talk to them. Like, because people send me stuff and I'm like, this is ChatGPT. Bespoke, the word bespoke is like ChatGPT's favorite word. And so the second part of that is get them on a phone call and don't talk about anything about AI, go high level or anything. Just ask them questions. And when you think that you've asked enough questions, there's this little thing in your head that's like, okay, now I'm ready to talk about go high level and AI. No, like suppress that thought and just keep asking questions and really listen to them of like, okay, what happens in this step next? Okay, what would you like for it to happen? Like ideally, if you had the golden opportunity to run your business, what would that look like for you? Because then they'll get out of their brain and they'll be like, well, ideally it would be like that. Okay, cool. If that were to happen, how much money does that mean for you in your pocket? Like just keep going. And now you have a problem that they can start to see for themselves. And then when you get them on the next call for that proposal document, that's when you can start talking about money and go high level.
Absolutely, dude. Thanks for sharing that. We've absolutely loved working with you. Nick, I've probably some of you guys have probably heard this before, but Nick kind of mentioned it when he came into the GHL Mastery Program. I think we had a trial price of $49, and Nick was bitching and moaning about having to pay me $49 to join our program, and told me, I'll do your trial price, but I'm going to be out of here in 3 to 4 weeks. I guarantee it. And we're a year later, and now Nick's out there selling $8,000, $10,000 plus builds with the stuff that we're teaching him.
And I will say, like, I've been in everybody's position. I'm not in this amazing position. It's all unfolding over like really ever since I got back from LA with you guys at the event. But if anyone needs help, hit me up in the Go High Level Mastery group. Hit me up in the GSD group. Like I'm here. If you need help on a sales call, you know, we can figure something out where we just raise the price a little bit or something. Like I just like selling and I'm good at it and I enjoy it. Like I really do. I think that's what I've been lacking for the past years. I wasn't selling. I was sitting there at the computer on these calls trying to build like, okay, what happens if I do this? Where's the custom value go here? What do I do that? No, just let Adam and Brendan do that for me. And I genuinely like to sell. So if anybody needs help, I'll keep uploading my calls there. It does take me a little bit of time. I have a bunch of calls that I can just keep uploading and help you guys. But if you need any help, like Go High Level Mastery has legit like changed the course of my life in a good way. And I mean, I talk to these guys every day, probably too much. They're probably go to sleep, bro. What are you doing?
Awesome. Cody, I'm gonna hand it on back to you, but Nick, again, thanks, man. We love working with you. You're the best.
Well, I actually want to cover one thing really quick before we go there. One thing about what we do also that Nick didn't touch on and should is when he gives that proposal back, and the way that we structure those proposals also set you completely apart because of how organized and structured it is. Anybody who has ever seen us do builds with our nomenclature, we structure everything of it's going from A to B to C, and everything's numbered and organized in such a way when they get that document, they could literally, and Nick, I've heard him tell clients this, you'll have a document that you can literally take and go anywhere and get it built from. What we do also. What was that?
Somebody unmuted themselves.
That was weird. But yeah, they literally have a document, they can literally go anywhere and get the build done. But what will happen because of the org structure and everything that is on that document, just that document alone, they'll come right back to you. Sorry, go guy.
Cool. Everybody like that? Give some love for Nick, please, and thank you. I know you've been giving love all the time. A little more unnecessary.
Real quick, I'm just gonna do this to show people what we did for Nick. So he was able to just send this out to his customer, and off you go. He's got a full proposal doc that he didn't even have to create.
So, anybody want to be able to do that themselves? Sell all of the cool shit, use all the cool tools we just gave you, and sell all the cool stuff and do zero fulfillment, building, anything else. I mean, Nick made it sound pretty sexy, so that's why I wanted him to come up here and talk about it a little bit. I want to roll something out. We rolled something out. I'm sure anybody that's been in the GSD stuff for a while, for the last month or so, has probably heard me open about 100 loops, where we rolled out a partnership program at a live event that we did in August. We're going to be doing more of those live events too, guys. I've already felt a hole having to talk on Zoom all the time, as opposed to when I was in front of people in the beginning of August. I really, really enjoyed
way better
of in-person stuff, to be honest. Not that I have good energy on here too, as you guys can all tell, but it was really nice to be in person. We're going to be doing that again. Maybe even as early as October, a one-day little mini event at the end of the GHL thing is probably what we're thinking first, and then another one later on. So just opening up more loops. But we did.
Oddly enough, I like being in person too, which is weird.
Yeah, we rolled out something there. That's what Nick was talking about too. Since the event, this has happened, and a couple of other people in here, like Scott, I think mentioned, being partners with us is amazing. That's what they're talking about. And so we rolled out something, the partnership program, and we really couldn't take on any more people. Not full scarcity at all. As a couple of people asked inside the chat, they said, how many custom builds can you actually do? Well, that was a huge fucking question mark. So that's why we were taking on more people after the event, because we got like 15 people that wanted to be the partners. We have people like Nick who love the guy, but when he's bringing you 10 in a month, it's like, okay, well, if all of them are bringing us 10 a month, how many of these can we do? Yeah. But we have since hired 3 more project managers, and doubled or even tripled our dev team. And so that means now we are comfortable in saying we can take on as many as you want to throw at us. So I don't know who it was that asked us that up here. I believe it was, man, you guys are, I love how awake you guys are. Oh, Atticus, how many builds can you handle? All the builds, man. All the builds you can bring us. We've amplified to that point. And so because of that, we're able to kind of open the doors again. So,
I gotta touch on this question real quick, because it was actually answered before. We can't give you a price unless we get a scope of work. Somebody asked, what do you charge per bill? I can't give you a price until we do a scope of work.
Yeah, I would say on average, though, people that are doing these builds are earning anywhere from 4 to 10K. That's what's happening, right? So that's where it's at, but it depends on the size of it. And here's the thing, and I'll go through this. I'm going to go through this in this doc in a second, because we're opening this back up for you guys so we can start having this. But primarily, the biggest thing about the partner thing is that we have a profit split on the build itself. So you bring us the build and we do a profit split on the build, meaning you do 0 work, but still for some reason get a lot of the profit. Oh yeah, it's because you're awesome. That's why. But then the other part of that they were talking about, guys, is the ongoing recurring revenue. So when Nick is talking about $500 to $1,500 a month, they have to do that. How much of that are you keeping, Nick?
It depends. I add maybe 3,000-4,000 on top sometimes.
No, your monthly recurring.
The monthly recurring. How much of that are you keeping?
Oh, anywhere. Oh, I keep all of it.
Exactly, all of
He
it.
had a question on that. Like,
He was confused.
oh,
He's
shit,
like,
yeah,
"Wait,
I get
oh,
all
yeah,
that
no, I
money.
make
What
it
are you
all."
talking?
Every single penny. It's 100%. You get to keep
Trick
all.
question. Trick question.
Good question. Yeah. Exactly. So look, guys, this is us. We're opening it back up. It is an invitation to join us and have all your fulfillment and stuff done for you. The most scalable, high ticket SaaS business ever. High ticket, because we're not chasing around $97 things. We're building real things that solve bigger problems. Okay. So if you want the freedom to sell high ticket builds like we've shown you today, without the hassle of having to sit and build it all yourself, if you want an infinitely scalable business and get immediate access to a team of literally dozens of top GHL developers working to make you money, and if you want 24/7 access to a team responsible for over $40 million in agency sales and 20 years experience showing you exactly how to do it every single day, that's why we built this. And we're now opening it back up because we've hired on more people to make it happen. Okay, so what you get, full access to the GSD and also GHL mastery training calls. It's 12 coaching calls every single week. The most advanced GHL SaaS trainings on the market, so you know your product like a true expert, and immediate access to all the sales, outreach, and everything else you could possibly need, as well as content creation and outreach scripts and ads help and everything else you could possibly need to make that happen. This partnership part of this is you get trust that your clients will get the best possible product. You make high ticket money without having to build a single thing. All you're doing is selling it and then passing it to us. The build itself, there's two versions of this, okay? There's one where it's a 60% to us, 40% to you split of profits, and you keep all the monthly recurring SaaS revenue. And then there's a second layer that I'll go through in a second that's 60% you and 40% us. So there's
I want to touch on this a little bit because we did make a modification to this rule after the event, realizing we like simplicity, and I'm sure you guys do too. And so what we do with this is that we'll scope out the build for you, we'll price it out for you, and we'll say the cost of this build, just like you would have an employee working for you, you have to pay them money to do the work. So we're going to tell you, this is how much it's going to cost to get built. This is how much you should go sell it for, right? So we're going to give you at least a 40% margin for what you should sell it for. Are we telling you that that's the highest you can go? Absolutely not. That is up to you. So you could be charging, we say it's going to cost $5,000. You could go charge 15 if you wanted to.
Yeah. So,
Cody's talking about the little bonus feature.
At its core, it's 60% us, 40% you. That's what it's going to be. We're going to give you numbers, and you can add more. So like the 60% number is going to stay on this part of the thing, and then you can go up higher than that if you'd really like. And yeah, it's profit, but you're keeping all the monthly recurring SaaS revenue. Okay, along with 24/7 support from us, direct one-on-one coaching support from Mr. Mason. If he wants to drop a fire emoji in the chat, the man has literally been on, I want to say, a dozen fucking calls with people inside the GSD this week alone, literally sitting there, helping them book calls, helping them close deals, doing shit with them that goes above and beyond what he necessarily needs to be doing as a CSM, but he's been crushing it and helping people make sure they have these deals lined up, have these things ready to absolutely crush. You get access to that kind of stuff, not just us every day on the coaching calls doing it, but literally one-on-one stuff for it. This particular one is a year program, a year to be our partner. It's $10K if you want to do it in a Piffy, or if you want to do it one payment per month, it's $1,000 a month. The other side of this down here, okay, is $2K a month or $20K Piffy for the year. And that's where it flips the profit split, 60% you, 40% us. But you also get done for you. We have an entire marketing agency, Custom Creatives, as you might know. We will run your ad campaigns for you, do complete ad campaign management, done for you content for your profiles, and instantly replicate all of the assets from our own $200,000 a month marketing agency. You also get lifetime access to the GSD's Funnel Club, which if you want to see what that is, go to joingsd.com/store. And every one of the 5 million assets on there you get for free, basically, is what the Funnel Club is. So the core difference here is access to this part and the profit share flips, right? Core thing here, guys, you're getting full access to both of our programs and a dev team to do all the damn work for you, every single bit of it. So what we're going to do here, and I think Adam's got the links for you, is we're going to drop the links for both, and we'll drop them for the payment plans because most people, end up wanting to do that. If you want to do a PIFI for it, as in you want to do the 10K instead, or the 20K instead, or B, want to hop on a call with myself to discuss any questions that you might have for it, we'll hop on a call and we'll have a link in there for that as well. Okay, so but drop a 1 in the chat. What we could do too is, just drop a 1 in the chat if this is something you want to take us up on. It will again be, we'll probably take up another, I don't know, we'll do as many as we get today, but we will be capping it again at some point, because again, this is heavy use of our resources, right? This is us getting to see how many of these things we can do until we start to run out, but we have not yet hit a cap, and we do have people like Nick bringing us as many of these builds as they can possibly do. Christina, so the question there, the issue is sales and getting in front of prospects. That's part of what we showed you here today, is building the simplest way to put this in front of people as possible. B, the entire GSD side of things is 7 calls every single week, as well as one-on-one access with people like Mason. Mason, who, by the way, comes from high ticket enterprise SaaS sales as a profession before he came to us, will help you be doing prospecting and be doing the other stuff. Done for you completely. We do build out customized outreach scripts for you. I do personal one-on-one calls with you to build out your offer, pick your niche, and we build out a personalized roadmap on how to train you on things like outreach, calls, sales processes, all the rest. So sales is the part of it where when I say you get 24/7 access to a team that has made over $40 million as an agency and also direct one-on-one support from us, that's us, right? That's the.
I'm a club volleyball player and I'm pretty good.
I thought maybe he wanted to ask a question, but I think he just wanted to unmute for a bit and yell at us. So that's any questions? Is this different than Inner Circle? So the Inner Circle is a part of this, right? So the GSD part, but you're also getting the high ticket builds part added onto it for doing this.
And the GHLM
and the
as well.
Yeah. Can you share the link to the docs? What docs, Dale?
Oh, the one that you just shared.
Oh,
The
the
Google document.
Sure, I can do that. I don't see why not. Put that there.
Thank you.
Yep. Mason, if you don't mind dropping, can you, if you've got it handy, if you've got my calendar handy, you can do that.
Yeah.
So Imran, yes, you can do the 997 one. And you can upgrade at any point. The upgrade just is really for, switching the profit share. So you get more of the profit share on your side. And then also you get to do the done for you ad management and stuff too, so that we can help you really scale that stuff. Jessica, price breakdown. Yeah. So let me just go back over here real quick. So the price breakdown on this, if I'm sharing the right doc now, yeah, is for the package 1 is $10,000 for the year or $1,000 a month for 12 months. So if you want to do payments, it's $1,000 a month. If you want to do a PIFI, it's 10K. The one down here for the second one is 20K PIF or 2K a month for it. And again, the difference is the profit share splits. So it flips. So 60 you, 40 us, as opposed to 40 us, 60 you. And then the done for you, a little bit more done for you stuff on the marketing side if you're looking to scale at that point. Does that make sense? So yeah, so for the people who are asking about the cost of what Thinker is and the voice AI stuff. So the voice AI stuff, right, is what you're going to be able to resell. And so what we're seeing, I mean, if you look at stuff like Air AI and all of that, they're charging anywhere from $20,000 to $100,000 just for setup fees. And then there's on top of that, there's ongoing management for these voice AI systems. You will be able to resell it to your people at a much, much bigger discounted price. We're talking anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 or more for setup, plus an extra $500 to $1,000, right, for the ongoing fulfillment, ongoing stuff that you guys get to pocket, right? And that's just going to depend, right? When you're asking about that, we're talking about teaching you guys to do custom builds. So you're going to want to build different parts of this into it and be able to go and make that happen. Our job is to scope it out with you, to show you what it's going to be based on customization and metrics, and also to give you a simple way to show off the power of this, the magic of this to all of these people so that they want to have that conversation in the first place.
And just like we do with Nick, oftentimes we actually are on the call with Nick. Nick's learned enough to be dangerous, but when he doesn't quite know, we just loops either myself or Brendan or Jarrell into that call to help him close the deal. Right. And so it's having a team behind you that knows what the heck they're talking about, that can actually put that price. And we just talked about this in the high ticket call yesterday. So we have a separate third call or another call that we do just for our high ticket partners. And we talked a lot about, how do you actually scope out a project? And then what are the things that are going to add complexities and layers to the price point of the project? And one of the things is, we don't want to replace somebody's CRM if they're already using and managing their stuff in a CRM. So we now need to connect to that CRM. Well, that's API and customized webhooks. That's going to increase the price. If you don't know that, then you're not going to charge for it. And you're going to spend hours and hours of your time trying to figure that out. How do I connect these two systems? So we jump on those calls with you to help you figure that out during the entire call. And sometimes those calls can take, Brendan just did one that took 20 minutes. You did that one with Nick, and then you can take anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour. Right.
I did
figure out exactly what
the one I was on today was an hour. It was a new networking, like BNI style networking group that he needs an entire database system for. Took us an hour because we need to do API and SQL build for this one. It's a highly custom build. It's going to be rather expensive. But yeah, it can go anywhere from a few minutes to the full hour. One thing I will say, one of the big difference between people are deciding between the tier 1 or tier 2 of the partner program. One thing that you also get on the tier 2 that I don't think has been discussed yet is you get one of the PMs dedicated to you. So you're not going to be passed from one PM to another. You'll have one of my project managers dedicated to you so that you know exactly who you're talking to. You have a good relationship. There won't be any passing around the time.
Cool. All right, guys, who has questions, thoughts, things they want to do? Mason, were you able to drop my booking link in here by chance? Or if not, I'll do it.
Yeah, booking link, guys.
Drop it again. It's been lost.
Yeah, I don't see it on there.
Okay.
And I will copy this link and I'll throw it on the Facebook as well. So
there you go.
For those of you who are asking about like a using the Ava system for themselves, right? So right now we're rolling this out for partners to be able to white label. That's the point, right? So being able to push and resell it as part of the custom development things, because there is customization involved. Okay. If you're wanting to use it for yourself, that we're going to be rolling out probably this month for agencies and stuff, if you want to get on that. But for right now, if you're looking to resell it to other people, you need to be in the partner program, because it's going to be part of a custom build. So that's why my answer to your how much does it cost to resell was that what I said earlier, right? That pricing is what it's going to be. We can re-up it as much as you want, but literally, I don't know. I can't explain it more than I already have. That if you have this, and even if they've seen other voice AI stuff, it's infinitely more expensive, and in my opinion, shittier, because I have tested a few of them and I was not impressed, to say the least. Right?
I could vouch for that. I've tried
roll
tons of them.
this into the use cases, the customization, and all of the rest that we've talked about here today. Right? You could make up the entire price for the year on any of these partner programs from one of these things, just by selling it and putting it inappropriate. Right. So it's, especially, I cannot overemphasize, I think, the power of the simplicity of the demos that we're putting together. Like the thing that Adam and Brendan built, that little text screen, connecting that with the voice AI thing that we're going to be doing this week. It sounds like they're doing it tomorrow, but I don't want to talk about my ass again because I'm not the dev. It sounds like it's smart. But we'll say it's ready by like next week. That, I promise you put that in front of a couple of people with money that have leads and inbound and problems, they will purchase that for large sums of money, because people are already doing that for much worse solutions. That kind of
In
stuff.
fact, the plumber that I was mentioning earlier on the call today, he said that's the biggest annoyance, is getting calls from like onesie twosie type people who are just wanting to pick his brain about a plumbing issue. Well, we can actually solve that problem right now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So let's just say, so that one project manager interacts with my clients under my brand. Yeah. So this is a partnership. We want you to be explaining it to your clients as a partnership. This is my dev team. These are my project managers from my team. This is that section of my business. It's not you are reselling something else. It's I'm building this for you from my company, and these are my dev team.
Now, there has been a question that has always come up when we're talking with clients and stuff like that. Well, why is these guys' emails different from your brand? Well, that's because we're a vertically integrated company. We've separated out our different sections of our companies. So this is the development side, the development team. They're a totally independent department. And so we created them as a development company. And that's why they have different branding or different emails than what I do. That's the easiest way to talk about it.
Robert, not sure what you mean by that. Can't we just add them to GHL? I'm not really sure what you mean. Not to use their emails. Still don't know what you mean.
No, you would not be able to, just because of how the whole system integrates and works. Unless you want to make a huge hassle of things, but that wouldn't be the easiest way to do it by any means.
I think Bob's got a question there.
Go ahead, Bob. Did I miss it? Where is it?
Oh, it's just a little bit up. Thinkrave with go level only in the partner program resell for 3 to 5K and charge 500 to 1,000 per month over and above your existing AI solutions pricing? Question mark.
I don't really. That's a lot of. It's
Bob. What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
So like we would have our own price for our own like core 4 or whatever, and then this would be kind of an add-on. And what you're saying is we could sell it for a setup of 3 to 5K plus 500 to 1,000 a month. As opposed to just
in my opinion, right? The core 4 is the core 4. You sell that as an out-of-the-box solution to whomever you might have for that. This is talking about bigger, higher ticket customization solutions, right? So the different use cases you'd want our dev team to build out, the different things you want to connect it to, adding on voice AI for it at the top end of it. All of that is what creates the price points we're talking about, where you get 5, 10, 15,000 for the build, 500 to 1,500 a month for the monthly revenue, right? So like the core 4 is also you. So if you take that, you plug it in, and now you customize everything for your client and resell it for all you want. Whereas if you're in the partner program and you get a client and it has a bunch of use cases, you're like, okay, I'm going to connect you with this person. He has a budget. Let's scope that out, and you hand it off, and that's it. We build it all out for you. We add in all the AI and customize all the AI, the scripts, the connection points, the funnels, the websites, all of that stuff gets done. And then you don't have to do anything other than collect your check. Does that make more sense?
Yeah, but it's basically this is like the add-on to whatever else that we're building, custom building. The numbers that you guys gave.
The add-on to whatever your.
So if he already has a custom build and he's selling Go level as a software solution of $500, this would be on top of that $500 they're selling Go level.
Sure. Yeah. I suppose. Yeah. You're trying to like merge you doing it and then us doing it. It's like it could be as an add-on, but I would view it as a customized high ticket solution, right?
That's the best way to think about what you just said, right? It is custom solution. So it's like when you get a custom solution, the way that Brandon explained it, we don't know until you cost it out, right? So you have to get that.
So I got a question for Mohan. Mohan, does your voice AI include a text bot, or do we need to interface that with the core 4?
With the core 4.
With the core 4, okay.
With the core 4, okay.
Yeah, Mohan's Ava is only voice AI.
Okay.
They don't have a chat bot system.
Gotcha.
That's why we're partnering together. We have the chatbot integrations on all channels. They have voice. So now we marry the two together.
Yeah.
In order to make a full solution across all channels, not just communicating through texting channels as we were before.
I joined the GHL Master for that reason.
Cool.
Cool, guys. All right. Any other questions from anybody on here before we wrap up? And then did we want to make sure just to
I actually got to run, Cody. I got to run now, so I'm gonna let you guys close it up. I got some
you can
kids
hop
to go
off now.
pick up from school. So thanks everybody for jumping in. Glad we were able to showcase some kick-ass AI features that we're already selling. So just be aware that it's easier to sell than you think once you have the tools in place to actually just quickly and easily demo it. So hopefully I'll see some of you guys on the other side. And for the GHLM folks, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Perfect. Again, guys, if you have any questions, just chime off in the chat. My team will reach out to you. We'll get you booked in with Cody or Rahul, get any questions answered, anything ironed out to get you guys set up for success with this partners program. Because like Nick said, man, dude, there's so much value here. We just want to see you guys win and spread your wings. So make it happen for yourself. Don't make it harder.
Mm-hmm. Lyburn, if you want to book a call with me, we can try to work something out. We have options and stuff that we can kind of walk through, but it would have to be, I'd have to get to know your situation and sit down and talk with you for a second. So we better to not do that publicly. So if you want to just click my link up above and just book in with me, we can kind of go at it that way, if that makes more sense for you. I also dropped both the pay links again for you guys if you want to hop on either of those, and also my link on there for this. Anybody else still have any questions on anything at all for us before we wrap?
Oh, you have a question?
Hey, go ahead.
Hi. So great presentation, fantastic. So is it to look at this like what we've been doing before was for SMBs, okay, small to medium businesses, and this is more like an enterprise level solution?
Not necessarily. Most of the sales that we're talking about here today that our partners are bringing in, they're SMBs. Like they're smaller businesses, like they're plumbers and they're insurance people and they're, the local companies that just have a little bit of money that have these kind of problems, right? It's not necessarily, an enterprise. When you say enterprise, you're talking about millions and millions and millions of dollars in revenue.
And I want to talk about that size aspect. Most people like, oh, it's a small business. It's like has two people. Small business is 50 or less.
Yes.
90% of small businesses, or of all businesses, fall in the small business category. So if you don't believe the solution is for them, the only people you're going after is Microsoft, Google, Apple, those type of businesses, Fortune 500s. But this can be a solution for a one-man HVAC system. I have a friend of mine. I'm apprenticed as an HVAC underneath him. He made $1.3 million last year. One-man team. He subcontracts to like 5 other people, made 1.3 million himself.
Yeah.
So it's not just for enterprise level. It can be for anybody at any size company.
Okay. Gotcha.
This
Okay,
is perfect for SMB.
Okay. So that's good. That's good. So the follow-up question to that is, how do you define their struggle, okay, the pain points?
Ask questions. It's the only way to do it.
Okay.
And the best way to do that is really simple. So tell me right now, how do people find you? Once somebody finds you, what happens in your customer journey? What's the next step? Do they fill out a form? Do they call you? Do you put them into a system? Do you do X, Y, or Z? Right? So all of that, you ask the customer journey and what is currently going on. The call that I did with Nick was really simple the other day. I asked that easy question. He was cussing the whole time because, oh, it goes here, but it's actual dog shit. It does this. He did that the whole time during that meeting. I knew every single pain point that he had because he hated his system. And then I asked one simple question. Okay, if it worked ideally, what would that look like for you? You took them from their hardest pain to their greatest solution. Now all you have to do is figure out how you're going to bridge that gap. which is a custom build that we do.
So those questions about customer journey and putting a system in place and having a pipeline, that's standard, right? That's standard for people who right now are just flying off the seat of their pants or going by referrals or things like that. But what you have described here is like a very sophisticated system, right? This custom build, AI. So it's next level. So is there a higher pain or is there a higher how do you put it, value add that we're positioning this as different from what we would have done if Thinker or custom GHL wasn't involved? You get my question?
Kind of. I mean, the only difference that you get, you have one of two options. You either can sell a commodity, which means a predetermined solution, which is a fixed price, and that's what you do. And it's if we don't have to touch it, it's commodity. Sell it for a fixed price.
Gotcha.
If you have to spend less than 5 minutes on it, it's commodity, fixed price. Or no minute. If you have to get involved where you start putting in your own effort, it takes time, and you're going to customize something for somebody that's not just, here's an apple, eat it. I'm going to make you a apple pie. Then that has cost involved because now I personally have to do something, right?
Yeah.
So anybody can go over to a tree and take an apple and eat it. They want something that's custom, a custom meal off of an apple pie, an apple crisp, something of that nature. Well, now, okay, let's talk about that. And what's the solution?
That's a perfect answer, Brandon. So it's not just a CRM, it's not just something they can just get off the shelf. Okay, so why would they want that? Why would they want the custom one and not just the generic run-of-the-mill solution?
How long have you been using Go High Level FM?
Few months.
Okay. And how easy has that been in order to create something?
Hasn't been easy.
I'm not being facetious. I'm asking legit. So now put yourself in a plumber's shoes or an HVAC shoes or a roofer's shoes or a dentistry. They've got to go take care of their business. They don't have time to become a software engineer and make a customized system that's going to do what they want. That's where we come in. Okay, tell me everything. I can get all that information in an hour. I'm going to do check-ins every single week in order to make 5 to 15-minute check-ins every single week to make sure we're on track. And then from there, we move to the next stages. They get their solution that they wanted without really being that involved. That's why they want custom.
So the custom simplifies everything then.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Think of it like too, like if you want to sell, again, I always use the WordPress example because it seems to be the easiest thing for people to understand. Do you want me to sell you WordPress and then tell you to go buy your own, to go build your own website? Or do you want a pre-built website that's designed specifically to work with SEO parameters already in place, content already built to drive traffic, all of it's already optimized for conversions, right? What do you want? And this kind of stuff is, okay, you are customizing a solution directly to solve a very big problem for them that can make or save them money that they will not be able to do. And that's the power of the demo stuff that we're rolling out for our partners is you get to see the magic and understand the power of it. And then you want it. Jessica, all these specific calls are all going to be with me, not with a rep. So anybody that wants to hop on that link specifically, it'll be me because we're
it says Cody's calendar because it's his specific one.
That does actually say that. Yeah. It's right in the link. So hop on that and we'll go from there. But that's really what it is, guys, is we're customizing a solution to solve a bigger problem. You're not selling the custom solution, you're selling the outcome. You're finding the big problem they have and you're demoing the magic that you can use to make that problem go away. Cool.
Yeah, load up his calendar, guys. And then any overflow as this thing gets booked out, because I'm sure you guys will probably have a lot of questions. we'll get you handled accordingly. So be on the lookout for correspondence from us.
Yes, sir. Last chance. What's questions, thoughts, things they want to talk about? Lots of you guys saying you want to do this, but now kind of seeing some hesitation on some things.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Let's go. Let's make some money. A lot of questions out there. Y'all are genius gangsters.
Yeah, feel free to hop off mute like at this time, right? This is now discussion time. No more
Yeah.
presentation.
You see the power behind it. You see the simplicity of the tools we're rolling out for it. This is the kind of shit that, you know, if you can see the power of it, really, sometimes, guys, it's just about taking the opportunity by the hand, right? So we'll leave this open for a couple more minutes. Grab your calls, guys, and then we will wrap up. So far,
Okay, so I have a question.
Go ahead.
Realistically, like, let's say we're doing tier 1 or tier 2. We're doing either one of the tiers.
Yep.
Realistically, what's the average amount of clients that you see someone book, you know, after they start the partner program? Because my thing is, I've thrown a lot of money at like different groups and this and that. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get you. Like, my favorite is Apex emails that go out like, we're gonna get you 127 clients in 3.5 months, and they're like, no, not quite. So
I'm not. First of all, none of those words came out of my mouth. You'll know.
No. That's why I said Apex. That was very specific. But you know,
good. Because like realistically, like, okay, read the sign behind me. What's it say? You know?
Right. Get shit done.
Get shit done. So what my job is to give you the tools that people will succeed with and have succeeded with, and that we have made millions of dollars with, and then it's to sit behind you and push your ass up the hill and make you lean into the uncomfortable shit that allows you to go make money. Because your question beyond that is impossible to answer. Because I can sit here and tell you, I can show you a testimonial about a guy who made $1 million in sales in 60 days. I can sit here and tell you a story about a girl who went from $0 and never having sold a single thing to 10 clients and $20,000 a month in recurring revenue in 40 days. I can also tell you a story about a person who did 3 days worth of the work, didn't see immediate results, threw his hands up in the air, quit, and I never saw him again after spending his money with us. Because I'm a real person, and I'll tell you about the failures too. The average is you should be landing clients within 30 to 60 days if you do the thing. Because the first thing I do with you on my end of things, on the GSD side of things, is I sit with you for 45 minutes to an hour, and we lock down a niche. We lock down your pricing and fulfillment. I give you the tools I think you're going to need to go out and be successful quickly. And I build you a personalized next step roadmap that exactly step-by-step gives you the tools that you should be able to go out and succeed with. The next question people always ask me on that call is, cool, how long do I have to do all this stuff? And again, I point at the sign. That's why I love buying this sign, because it's my favorite thing to do. And I say, what's the name of our program? And they say what you said, it's get shit done. And I say, cool, we go as fast as you do. Our job is to go as fast as you go and to help make sure that you're constantly taking imperfect action and getting across that line. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. And that's, I'm asking just because, you know, I'm sure everybody's aware, like, just the ecosystem behind, you know, the ecosystem. And so, yeah. And like I said, I've given so-and-so this money and that money, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're going to do this for you. And then like, I don't get the results, you know what I mean? And I'm here to show up and here to work, you know?
I'll actually give a little personal testimony on this too. Me and Adam are both GSD students. When I started with the GSD, I didn't do the work that Cody and Raul were doing. Flat out, 100% honest. I was unsuccessful for quite a long time with how I was doing things. Then I got, mainly because I'm not a salesman. I'm not a front end person. I don't do that. It doesn't work for me. But I found what I am good at, which is building systems for other people. And then I went and found people that I could talk to within groups like this and say, hey, I've got this great system. You hate building things, but like selling. I like building, but hate selling. Then go sell something. And that's how this whole process works, because all of you can go sell a thing, bring it to us, and we'll build it. You don't have to be involved. So if you're good on the sales side of things, how fast can you get clients? How fast can you walk around talking to businesses? Bring us the solution, or bring us the idea. We give you the solution And if you're out there and talking to somebody you don't know, that's perfectly fine. You just say, you know what? I'm not quite sure on that. Let me go talk to my development team and see if that is possible, and I'll get back to you with an answer. Just make sure you get back to them with an answer. Come ask us. We tell you the answer. You go back to them and tell them. Done it time and time again for people. So how fast? As fast as you want to run.
Zach, I love that last part. How fast? As fast as you want to run. You know, I use a metaphor a lot too. You know, two people who start a race. One guy is the perfectionist. He sits there, he stares at the track, looks around the lane, he says, what's the perfect way to run this race? And then the starting gun goes off and he's still sitting there staring at it. And the other guy takes off, doesn't even think about it. Now that guy falls on his face, probably breaks his nose, scruffs himself up. The other guy, who's a perfectionist, looks at him and says, holy shit, don't want to do that. Better sit here and analyze what just happened to him so that I don't fall on my face. And while he's still on the starting line, the other guy gets up, runs, and finishes the race, all while that first guy hasn't even left the starting line. And that's what most agencies and people like this, right, end up doing. They sit around staring at everybody else, waiting for the situation to be absolutely perfect, perfect product, perfect client, perfect thing, and lean away from the uncomfortable shit they know they need to do to make money. And that's what we don't want you guys to be. We got to get off the line. We got to take imperfect action. Cool.
And for those of you that keep saying, I'm not good at sales, that's
what we're saying.
why we are vertically integrated and partnered with the GSD.
But it's
They're
also,
an
it's
amazing
also why
billing
we're,
agency.
we're simplifying it, right? What did we just do today? Like, I can't emphasize enough how putting the voice AI in front of a couple of people are making them trip over themselves. Like it's having a demo like what Adam and Brendan built connected to a demo like what Mohan and Reza have built. I'm not saying it won't literally all the time sell itself, but trust me, it'll sell itself. You might have to say a few words. You might have to do a little bit of sales, but it will do so much of the heavy lifting by itself. And it also allows you guys to get out of your own way. And I mean that in the nicest way possible, because sometimes when people are bad at sales, it's because you're overcomplicating the process. It's because you were told you're supposed to ask questions on a sales call and you keep asking questions even long after you got the answer you needed to make the sale. It's you are trying to sell every single feature and doing a 20-hour long demo and confusing the shit out of your prospects when they only really want one thing to solve one problem. By having these kind of demos where it's just pre-built and it just goes and you have maybe 3 use cases you talk about, there's no way for you to do any of that stuff. It streamlines and connects this process easily. And that's what I'm going out of my way to tell these guys to build, and then I'm going to build it up and put it all together in a process that makes it simple. That's what I want. I want you guys to not even really have to worry about all this other stuff. I want it to be fun for you. I want you to connect with a business owner and be smiling ear to fucking ear because you're about to show them something that you know they're going to just enjoy doing. Even if you don't make the sale, they're going to sit there and love talking to you about it, right? How much funner will that be? And how much better of a salesperson will you be once you have total confidence and also are having fun at the same time? Right? Does that make sense?
And you know, with the partner program, you have 2 paths at that point. Sell commodity, AI voice, AI chat, just showcase what it does, go the custom build route. If you don't want to do a lot of talking in the beginning and just learn and sell something fast, go with the AI solution. Sell it, get it into people's hands, get some revenue under your belt, get more comfortable, learn other systems that Go High Level offers, be part of the community, learn what GSD teaches you, learn what GHL Mastery teaches you. Go out there. The analogy I use for sales, I was an HVAC apprentice. We had an entire truck worth of tools that we could always go out and get. What happens with a lot of salesmen when they first start off, they bring the entire tool chest in with them. Instead, walk into the sales with all your tools out, not even in the room. Talk to them. Just like in HVAC, what do we have to do? Well, we took off the cover. What's going on? Oh, analyze. Trace, figure out what is the problem, what's going on. Once you can figure out what the problem is, guess what? Now I can go out to my truck and grab the correct tool for that situation, come back in and fix the problem. You can do that in sales. We all have tools that we can go to. AI voice, AI texting messages, automation sequences, a website, a funnel page. All of these are tools that we have in our tool belt that we can bring in when appropriate to show them what a solution is and can sell them on what they need.
Hell yeah. So
Let's go.
Speaking of, I got a sales call, so I have to actually bounce.
I think we're gonna wrap.
Out of here.
Does anybody have any questions? Any last second question? I know we got a bunch of you guys that book calls, so obviously you got questions, but you want to talk to me about them, which is cool. That's fine. But anybody else that wants to do it, it is there. One more time, grab the link, do it up, book your call. We'll talk again. It will be directly with me. We'll figure something out and we'll get you guys in. If you think this is something that you want, but you've got a couple questions about it, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Are you guys waving because you have something to say, or are you saying goodbye?
Oh, I was peacing out to Brandon.
I gotta go. I literally have a call in 3 minutes. I'll see y'all later.
Cheers.
Everybody else too, we're gonna wrap up. I'm just gonna let that link hang for just a second. If you have questions, I'm also just gonna hover for just a second, but then we're gonna wrap up and yeah, get some shit done for the rest of our day. Sound good?
Yep.
Cool. All right.
Perfect. All right, guys. Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks,
all.
everybody.
Thank you so much for spending the time to watch that amazing training. Like I mentioned previously, my intention is for you not just to watch that training, but if you got something out of it, if you think this information is useful, I want you to continue that journey with us. And you can do that in a couple of ways. One, I want you to smash that subscribe button so that you get notified every single time we put another one of these out, which will be at minimum once to twice per week. The other thing I want you to do is go ahead and click that next video right there beside you so that you can dive in and get shit done. Hope to see you out there.